Alright, Jim. Oh, what's up, Beardies and Beardettes? Welcome back to another fine episode of the Beardy Bros Podcast. Freaking straight into it. Straight into it. In
Good
it,
times.
out it, taste it, smell it, lick it,
Oh, hang on,
stop
you're
it,
on the wrong, you're on the wrong
repeat it.
screen.
I'm on his wrong screen, but I'm on my right screen. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I had you over there, and I was looking at the camera, but you were over there. Also, you're
Oh.
very dark. You're in a dark room.
Let there
That
be
went off when
light.
you weren't there. That was weird.
Hmm?
Like, that went off when you weren't there.
Mm. And now it's on.
I was like, all of a sudden this went dim. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Yeah, and I was like, nope,
That would have
there's
been
room
the
dark.
the other light, because the other light and the fluoro would have been on, and that would have been
that
turned off.
lights up
So
your-
yeah. So that would have went out, and these other lights weren't on. So one of them was on, but the other one wasn't. But now it's on, and you can see everything. Look at all the crap. I have no Christmas decorations. I still got like Halloween decoration hanging up,
There's a fucking
that-
spider web.
and that thing up there got bloody. I mean, that still kind of works. It's Nightmare Before Christmas. I mean, that kind of works, doesn't it?
That's still
In
both
between.
green.
So that works. But basically, what I'm getting into, we are now in December. We're on the final stretch of this year for the podcast. How crazy is that?
Yes.
We're on the final stretch now. We've only got like what, a couple of weeks left of the podcast, and this season is done.
We've got a couple of weeks until the podcast is gone for good. Like, fucking hell.
Oh no, we're ending it. Oh no, we're
I
gonna
better not say that, because fuck. Yeah.
we're gonna have like what, an overhaul,
Everyone just unsubscribes.
a reboot. Hopefully we get more subscribers for the reboot. Yeah, so we're gonna try new things. We have been talking about it briefly. We're gonna look at some, I don't know, something different maybe. Work something out. Don't know what exactly yet.
Who knows? Who knows? Anything.
But I mean, but those that are still listening and watching, it's still technically going to be the same. It's still going to be me and Jim.
Like, nothing's changing because they add more.
We're trying to work out to liven this up a little bit better. So just keep us on page. I feel like we've been, the juice is kind of not as juicy anymore. Like I feel like that we're a corn on the cob, but there is no corn. We don't has the juice. The corn's supposed to has the juice. We don't has the juice. I don't know. It's one of those weird spots. So we're gonna try a few different formats through the next season. Just so you bear with us. So if you think it's getting a bit weird, I'm gonna try and figure something out with editing and stuff. And because as you can see this season, Jim would have seen it if he'd looked and paid attention where I was editing it, and then I kind of just went back to the old format where it's just uploaded. So just
I don't watch the episodes.
You don't watch them. So I did that one episode where I hype edited.
I don't rewatch them. Like, I
Yeah,
really
yeah.
don't.
Well, there was that one episode that I did.
All right here.
I hype edited the whole thing where it was like focuses and jump cuts and kind of cool stuff. And it still had the same impact as every other episode. So I was like, I don't know if do I keep trying that, because that took me like several days to try, because I was like, I want to see how this goes for myself, editing all this, hours of content.
If
it's
you
an hour and
feel
a half.
like it, you do it. You don't. You won't. Like,
And I wanted to try different things to what made this flow better as a podcast. So we're gonna try, and this worked easier for me. But even though I was still a bit slack behind everything, those that are still listening, you may have seen things popping up out of order because I've been a bit behind. Because I just get distracted with other projects going on, and I want
Life
projects
happens.
to still flow. Exactly, life happens. I want projects to still be involved. I want projects to flow, but I don't want to forget out on you guys. Like, I still want to share this for those that, like I said, are listening on Spotify and wherever else you're listening for great podcasts like this one, and those on YouTube that are watching this. I don't want you guys to keep missing. I want to give more. I want to give more back. I want this to be that little bit more perfecto, the perfecto crust, bellissimo. I don't know. I'm freaking rambling on with it, but yeah. So. Definitely want to try and pick this up, do something, and we want to look at trying adding more, exactly, having more things added to the channel, like, I don't know, try and do some more gameplays or something, or some skits or something. We'll try and figure something out over these.
it's gonna be hard though. That's the only thing.
It's hard because
There's
we're
gonna be
over,
certain things.
because this is how the format is, until we figure out, we work out catch-ups or something somehow, because that still costs money that we don't really have much of. This is yet. So, it's one of those things. But if once those things happen where we do catch up, there'll be special videos and a lot more content for those moments. So who knows what could happen next year? Content-wise, just giving everyone a little update there. As we normally do, I didn't want to kind of make it. It could have made its own video, but I just thought I'd share it with you guys anyway before
No
we get
point
any further.
because we've been short, so
Yeah. So and like I
put it in
said,
here, wham bam.
like if you guys like that other episode, I mean it was just me, but it was a short episode. If you'd like things like that, we could do other videos like that through the week as well. Like give us your feedback, let us know with everything, and while you're giving that feedback, remember to like and subscribe and hit that bell icon. Uh, just a subtle little plug there to squeeze it on in there. And I guess while I am plugging stuff,
Everyone says it, so why not?
we've got we're actually wearing them at the moment. I don't know if you guys are gonna see it, but we've got some special
this is
Christmas
massive.
merch. We got some special Christmas merch at the moment. I've got the "Your mother is a ho ho ho" and "I fucked your dad" T-shirt with Santa on the roof.
Hang on, not the other one.
And Jim's got on the Jingle These Bells, the Skeletor, or I call him Santor. That's another design, and Jim's got another shirt as well. It's not a Christmas.
There's more than one.
So it's not a Christmas shirt, but it's still a shirt.
I actually did it. Remember when I said I did a little order?
Yeah, yeah.
I did a thing, Daz, where this is the other one.
Yes.
This is what I was gonna wear, but I want to wear pink.
Yes. Don't bully me, I'll come. That's the little peepee. The little peepee.
The little peepee.
The little peepee. So that
I
was
showed people that and they loved it.
So that one's
And
not
this
a.
one as well, they fucking loved it.
So that one's not a Christmas one. And what one you got there? What's this? What else you got here?
Remember
the
I said I got although when you order 3X now, remember how my other shirts fit perfectly and they're 3X.
Yep.
This is a 3X. It's fucking like
Yeah, you gotta get because the
and
American
then you got
sizes.
these ones from EB Games, the Black Adam ones.
Oh, yep, you got the
3X,
Black Adam one.
and they're pretty actually decent.
They're our size. That's the difference. So those shirts you buy from EB are our Australian
And
sizes.
thing on the back.
That's actually pretty cool. I don't have gold
Yeah.
though. Imagine if I could get my prints in gold. Oh.
And
But yeah,
this
they're
is a cool one, but it's on the back.
What's
Like,
on the
there's
back?
the front of this one.
Oh, yep. So it's got Black Adam in the text. This
And
is
then
not
this
our
is-
merch at all. This is not our merch.
No, this is fucking cool though.
Hey, that's pretty good. That's pretty cool.
You can't really. It's not actually black. It's like a.
A navy,
No, it's like a.
or is it like a?
I don't know. Like it's hard to.
Is it a
pick up on
stone?
camera.
Is it stonewash black?
It's like
Yeah, it's like that stonewash black.
yes.
It's like a
to
grey.
go with the theme of the.
It's
What
like
he is.
it's like a dark grey.
It's like his
the-
suit.
Yeah. It's the black with the grey streaks in it. It's like the
Yeah.
the grey one is called heather, when it's like the grey version of that, but that's the black with the like the white through it. Almost looks like it's it gives a weird flocked kind of texture to it.
It looks
Almost.
fucking cool. I think. Like it's like a. I don't know. It's hard to explain, isn't it? Like,
But I've
just-
we got a few Christmas shirts up there at the moment anyway. So yeah, this one I've got on, the one that Jim's got on, they're available on the Redbubble. Search PickleTube TV. You have a
I
flick through
advise
there.
the pink is salmon. It's not actually pink, which is actually salmon is good because it's salmon.
Yeah, good for Christmas. Salmon's good for Christmas.
Salmon.
Like
I
a
don't know I could rock salmon, but I reckon I could actually.
Because it does preview it as like a very like a pinkier color, but it's not as pink. It's like I said, it's a salmon color.
Yeah, because pink's like that. Which that
Exactly.
is nothing like that.
No,
That's what-
exactly.
On the website, it looks like that, but it's not.
But I went with the white ones. But no, so that's it. Merch up there as well. Just thought I'd plug everything, get it out the way. I mean, you guys might get a bit bored of this, so hopefully you don't click away. Hopefully you keep listening. I mean, everyone feels like they click
might be
away.
interested in the shirts, man. Like they might go pick some of their own up.
So, like I said, just wanted to plug
Especially
those out the way.
those Black Adam ones, if you're a fan of that too. Like EB Games has them fucking cheap.
They do. Everyone's got their Christmas sales on at the moment, so everyone's trying to clear
No,
out
they're
stuff.
not on sale anymore, but they're still $15 a shirt.
Not bad.
That's fucking cheap when you think about it.
Save a little bit more money and buy these ones. I wish I could make
These
them
are
cheaper
more
than that.
expensive.
Yeah, they're a little bit more pricier.
There's like $20, I think.
It's not much more.
One or 21, 20.
But yeah, so yeah, definitely keep an eye on it. We might have. I got to
Oh,
try and
cheap.
work on more Beardy Bros stuff, but these are in vein of like not really connected to anything, but they're merch. So some kind of merch.
But also,
Check it
when you pick these, you got to pick carefully. Sizes do matter.
Yes, American sizes
Like-
they are. So their size 1 size is up.
Yeah,
So
3. Massive.
so
Yours
3
is a...
XL because it's a 2X.
I should be getting them.
Yeah.
Or a 2X because
Because a 2X
Two
would
X
be
isn't bad, like that other one.
a
That's
2X
not bad.
would be a 3X.
Yeah.
Because you got to go a size down.
Because I got Kmart 3X and they're pretty fucking small.
Kmart's build pretty light. They're very small
Weird.
shirts. It's so weird.
Like,
I got some
they're
shirts from
not
Kmart.
bad, but they are fucking, like, small. They're not too bad, though, because I got a lot of them.
But yeah, so
Yeah, we can talk about clothes, because
that's what I mean. That's where
they're
we're
good
looking at.
fucking quality.
That's where we're looking
These are
ahead.
good
So
quality.
just prepare. This is we're trying it out now a little bit early. So yeah, this is what we'll be mixing it up a lot more with what we will be talking about in the podcast.
Although,
I mean,
sorry you
show
can't really...
podcast. I mean, we still call it podcast, but who knows what it is we do? We just sit here and talk. You know, that's what it is. We just the same old,
It's a
same old.
podcast. We're
It's
on
just-
camera with a mic.
Yeah, it's the essence of what a
We talk
podcast
about
is.
shit.
I mean, if I was to sit here, technically, I
It's
guess
like
that,
Joe Rogan, really, except
Yeah.
it's us. Like,
it's just having a conversation. That's all it is.
and
Like,
that's an experience, isn't it?
I mean, this is an experience. We could rename to the Beardy Bros Experience.
Nah, that's not the right ring as Beardy Bros podcast.
Mm.
It's the BBP. Like,
I know. It's one letter from
not the
BB.
BBE. That's
It's one letter off from
big
BB.
brown elephants.
I was gonna say we're one letter off from BBQ. So
Beardy Bros. Quantanium.
Barbecue.
Quantumania. Beardy Bros. That
Beardy
will be a
Bros.
thing though.
Beardy
Remember?
Bros Quantumatic.
Beardy Bros barbecue. The fucking cook-off.
So yeah, so we do want to
are
have
getting
some
that
stuff.
organised
So,
eventually.
yeah, who knows what's gonna happen
Because it
next
is
year.
a season for it right now.
I mean, we could even do a video cook-off. Like we could always set up cameras and some
yeah,
else.
right.
Like I
Get
could
barbecues outside and camera.
set up our cameras
Ooh.
somewhere and just like chat, and we could just cook up a storm on here, like while we're cooking away, just talking.
Imagine the neighbours.
Oh, what's going on? Stand there
Who's
chatting.
talking to?
That was like one time when I was doing a live stream on TikTok and I was just bored. I was like, fuck it. This was like a couple of months back. And I was like, whatever, fuck it. I'll just stream on do a TikTok live while I was doing my art. I was out there painting. And this lady just going by doing like, it was so awkward because I'm like just talking away and I actually had people coming into the stream. And this lady was like going around delivering pamphlets to like the the junk mail, just doing the pamphlet drop-offs. And she comes by and she goes, "Oh, what you?" And I'm like, she walks by, she's looking, and she's like, "Look, eyeing what I was doing." She walks off, but then she comes back and she's like, "Oh, what you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm just painting, doing the thing." And then she's just like, "Oh, what social medias?" I said on the thing beforehand, I was like, "Oh, you can find my socials pretty much anywhere." And then she's like, "What socials? What socials?" And I was like, "Oh, this is." And then she goes, "Oh, no, I only use Facebook." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Like I do technically have a Facebook for PickleTube, but I was like, "This is a random person. I don't really want to be like." Like it's so
Facebook.
obscure trying to get it. Yeah, I was like, this is awkward. And she's like, oh, if you had Facebook, I could have gave you a shout out on there. I got a bunch of followers. I was like, this is some old lady. I'm like, what? No, I'm confused. I'm like,
Probably successful old lady.
I
Who
mean,
knows?
maybe, but
Like,
I'm like, it just seemed weird. Just I was just a bit standoffish because I was just like, I'm just doing my own thing here, just chilling, vibing. And she's like, oh, I could have shouted you out. I'm like, oh, that's so random, just some random lady. She's like, I'll give you a shout out on my Facebook page. I'm like, what? I think that's so...
like the remember how I've been buying all the PS3 things?
Mm.
I was on YouTube and this lady in her like 70s or 80s.
Yep.
She reeled off her PS3 collection. She was at a dinner table,
Yep.
had the camera set up. She had a little notepad of notes and all these things, and she's just reading off all these things and
That's funny.
she's telling people what to get in 2022.
Oh, wow. I mean, yeah, it's not a bad... Like, anyone can get into things at any time, really.
I know,
but-
but it's like you wouldn't expect that. That's like what you happened there. It's like you don't expect things to happen.
Yeah, I know.
It's
It was just so obscure. And then, yeah, I was like, It's like,
Like
fine, whatever.
the old ladies are up to stuff, man.
I know, what else they got else to do? Virtually nothing else. I don't
Play
Chris-
PS3 games.
know.
Talk about Facebook.
I mean,
she watches this nowadays, and you're on there like, I know that boy.
I know. Well, actually, coming back to that as well. So we've talked about it before, where there was the drone and me being on the current affairs and shit like that.
Yeah.
So when I was driving the other day, just a couple of days ago, I noticed where that guy lives, the old bloke that was complaining about it.
One down the road.
Yeah, he's down the other street from me, and because I noticed because I saw him sitting on his front lawn in his little chair, and I'm like,
Oh no.
there's that, and he was wearing his Broncos jumper, and like he did, he's like, I'm like, this dude's an old, like that's the one jumper he must have that he just always wears. He's just sitting on his lawn, and he was out front, and I looked at him like, oh my god, there's that guy. I was like, oh mate, he's just chilling out there. I'm like, I bet you he feels happy now there's no more drones.
What, you've stopped ordering, have you?
No, they just don't do the area anymore.
I guess because they got complaints.
It's weird. That's the
Probably
first time
probably too many complaints.
maybe too many, and they just couldn't handle it. But they apparently
Probably
said that
probably
they
that one dude. He just his spot one is like. Beep, beep, beep.
yeah, because they said they consolidated the depot that was there for it. But I guess it was their easiest.
They're probably
excuse.
upgrading the drones to make them quieter and stuff.
Well, they do have quieter ones, so I'm just surprised they didn't try using them. Maybe did, but I don't know. It does
Drones
suck.
are fucking noisy though. Like even the little ones put out quite a sound.
They can be. They're quite
I
obvious.
do understand why people don't like it though, because it is.
Especially if it's like if it's one off, it's not as bad. But when it's constantly happening, the noise
Yeah, it
can. I mean, to me, I don't have a problem. I have drones, so I'm like, yeah,
Right.
I'm used to
Yeah,
it.
but
Fucking...
like an elderly person, probably a bit like, what the fuck?
yeah, that's like, what is this shit? It's a car. But no, that's funny.
We're like, what is technology now?
Do
Fucking.
actually, I should tell you as well. This was actually a couple of days ago, as well. I nearly got in a road rage altercation.
With an old man.
I don't know. I didn't take
Wait.
notice of this person.
Oh, but
But they're
It's crazy.
they're up my ass. So they're up my ass. Don't take that out of context.
Explains why I didn't take notice.
So I was driving down around the corner from my place. I was just heading out.
Oh, fuck,
Yeah, basically, basically, I just had to pop down to the doctor's. So basically, I was heading down the street, and there was the garbage truck doing its rounds. So basically, there's the garbage truck, and then there's the middle lane island. So I couldn't squeeze past. So like I had to wait for the truck to go past the mountain so I could try and go around him. So I'm waiting there, pulled up behind him, sat behind him because I couldn't squeeze. Because I'd have to basically back up to then go around the island to get past him. I was like, well, I'm already at that spot where the island's like next to me. And the dude pulls up behind me. He's sitting up my ass, and I'm like, well, I'm not squeezing between the island and the garbage truck because it's very narrow. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna fucking risk it. Like it's only I'll wait for him to move. So the truck finally moves forwards, and when I do kind of want to go, there's a bunch of traffic coming towards me. And while I wait for the traffic to pass, the dude beeps his horn at me, and I'm like, bruh, like I'm sitting in the car.
Do you not see what's happening?
I'm like, there's. The garbage truck is picking trash. I'm now past the island, so I could squeeze past. But we have oncoming traffic, which is basically not even a car width wide for me to squeeze between. Yeah, like I've got to literally go onto the other lane, like over the center line, to pass around the garbage truck.
You don't want to overtake a garbage truck.
No.
Unless like they really pull over.
Yeah, so he did. The garbage truck did see after he went over the hump. He did like pick up a bin and then wait and pull over so we could get by. The dude beeped. I had to wait for the cars to go, so he beeped to me. I had to wait. The cars finally went, so then I went around the garbage truck because he gave enough time.
I would have heard the beep too and would have got pissed off.
Yeah, so then I went around him, and while I'm going around, he beeped at me again, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Okay, and then so I was like, and it was wet, so I'm come up to the corner. Pulled up around the corner, kept going up, and he's still sitting up my ass. And it goes up a bit of an incline, and there's a stop sign at the top of the incline. I have to take it easy because of the weight of my car, because it's like a sedan. When I take off of the hill, it kind of the tires spin because of the weight in the back end. Yeah, so the front kind of lifts up a little bit because it doesn't grab. So and it being wet, I know it wasn't going to grab, so I had to easily take off and then go around, so I could come out. And I keep driving up, and he's up my ass still. And he beeps at me. He's beeping at me, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And then I come up to the
phone, just beeping. Like,
I don't know what his deal is. He's just being annoying. He's like trying to tell me to move. Basically, I'm like, it's wet. I'm driving. Just suck it up. And so when he beeped again, I kind of like, okay, well, my turn's coming up here to go to the doctors. I'm like, fuck him. Like, I'm gonna be a smartass this time. So I slowly turn around at the intersection because I'm like, well, again, it's an intersection. Legally, I do have the right to turn slowly. Again, he beeps at me again as I'm turning into the lane. So while I'm going around, my window's down. I could see that his window was down. I turn out. I'm like, "You're a fucking dickhead. Learn to drive." The dude stops in the intersection and tries to do a U-turn And I was like, where the fuck did you learn to drive? You're a fucking dickhead, mate. And he's trying to do a U-turn, like, I guess to try and come back at me. Like, he fully, like, stopped. Like, he was like, brrr! And then
something.
like, because I called him a dickhead. I yelled at him and called him a dickhead.
Normal people would just not do anything. They just keep going along with their thing.
But, like, he stopped. He braked in the middle of the intersection to then try and do a U-turn. And I was like, yeah, that's right, you're a fucking dickhead. Learn to fucking drive, you're a cock, you know. I was like, what the fuck? I'm sitting there after I pulled around, looking at him like, what the fuck is this dude's deal? And then the fact that he tried to do a U-turn, I'm like, what the fuck? And he like had to do, he decided to like, because he stopped, and then he was doing like not a 3-point turn, he's doing like a 5-point turn with the way he's driving. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? I was like, just go on your own fucking business. Like, I called you a fucking dickhead. Just keep fucking going. But like, he wanted to have a go at me, I guess, because he was trying to do a U-turn. Because he was like, "What did he say to me?" And I'm like,
so he probably didn't hear it. Probably getting like, "What the fuck?"
I was like, because I yelled out like so fucking loud. I was like, "You're a fucking dickhead." And then the fact that he stopped in the intersection was when I was like,
"Where'd they go?" They just continued on, did they?
I guess he did. I guess he just huffed and puffed. I pulled him to the doctors, and then he just fucking drove off. But I was like, I don't know what he was, like I said, he was still doing his U-turn, whatever he decided to do. He like turned and then he was stuck like in the middle of the intersection facing the wrong way. And then it's like, I don't, fuck. He was a fucking dickhead. I was like, there was no other cars around though. But I was like, you're a fucking cock.
But still, like, that's, like, you don't just stop.
That's why I said, why he stopped and then I saw him turn halfway in the intersection. I'm like, because he kind of like was like, he'd gone into the accident and gone through, but then he was trying to turn like after he's like, in it, but then going out of it.
Nothing actually happened. He could have just kept driving along with his day. Like
that's all. That's all I caught. That's why I said to him. Like that's why I said the point. Where the fuck are you learn to drive? Because he's doing a U-turn. I'm like, what the fuck, mate? Or he turned and then he was doing a U-turn. So I don't know whether he was going. I don't know. He was just fucking. He was real fucking cooked. And I was like, this dude wants to fucking go. I'll fucking.
Makes no sense at all. That whole fucking situation makes no sense. Like he must have been impatient. Like he's probably got no patience.
Oh, yeah, I don't know whether it was an Uber driver or what was going on.
Why would he be behind a fucking garbage truck in the first place?
Yeah, like...
He would go like the other way or something. Like
it's like, you can't... It's like, dude, can you not see there's stuff here? Like, bruh, like, it's wet. There's stuff everywhere in the way.
Only one car view, like, just you right there.
Yeah, tunnel vision, just like, oh, it's just this guy. He needs to get out of my way. It's like, bruh. Like, garbage truck.
Even though he could have just... You wouldn't even go on that slow. Like, you would have been got there eventually.
The speed limit in the area is like 40, so...
Oh, fucking hell.
Like, bro.
And he still was...
Yeah. Fucking
probably,
dickheads.
what are they called?
A dickhead?
One of them fucking bogans, bruh.
I didn't really pay attention. All I saw was his windows down. Because his window was down, I was like, here's my chance to call him a dickhead.
Window down and it's raining? Or you said it was wet. So
it was
like,
wet, yeah. It had been
down?
briefly raining. I don't know. I wound my window down.
Probably yelled at you the whole time.
I don't know. Well, because when I went around the corner at the stop sign, I looked back at him thinking like he was such a dickhead. And I saw his window was down. So I was like, oh, I'm going to wind my window down and tell him he's a fucking dickhead when I get the chance. And then he wanted to have a fucking go doing a fucking 5-point turn at the intersection.
That's the weirdest part. Like, what the fuck?
I like he braked because he was like ready to go because I called him a dickhead. It's like, bro, are you really gonna get turned?
I got why he beeped, but then again, you couldn't help that. And like, a 5-point turn at intersection like that would have took him a long fucking time to get out of there.
I know.
You would have been long gone.
Yeah.
As you were like.
Mm-hmm.
Continued on with your damn day.
I know, someone calls you dickhead. Just go, okay, sure, whatever.
That happens on a daily basis. Someone goes beep, and that's it. That's all you hear of it. They give you 1 or 2 beeps, and then they don't just fucking stop. Unless they've hit him or something, like, and then you stop. But
he was sitting right up my ass. I was like, you fucking cockhead.
Oh, you're probably trying to drag you, bro.
I don't even know, but it was just fucking hilarious.
That's also like Queensland. It's a weird place.
Mm.
I was doing sauce this morning, and there's a guy from Sydney in the chat.
Yep.
And I was like, so bro, what is he like? Because he asked me like, where am I from? I was like, blah blah blah, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm from Sydney. I'm like, oh. I legit put him on the spot and said, tell everyone how you feel about Sydney. And like, all I seen was beep words. He's like beep beep beep. He's like, it's fucking shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then he's like, I was like, we'll go to Queensland. He's like, it's too fucking hot.
Australia's cooked, mate.
Like Queensland, not that hot really. Only in certain
No.
months.
I mean, at the moment it's cold.
That's what I mean. Like it's not hot. Like
It's so
at all.
weird for December that it's still like nice cold days.
So, man, 2019 October was nice. It was 30 degrees. It was beautiful.
Yeah, we've had
If
like
you're in
what,
shade.
14s, 15s for nights. At the moment, we still got it for another week.
That's
apparently.
Like here. Well, you
Yeah.
got our weather, but we got your weather.
Yeah, it's
Like right now,
all.
it's 14
I was it. I don't. It was yesterday, and the day before. I literally wore a jumper.
in summer.
Kind of, technically.
It's officially summer. Like summer started 3 days ago,
Uh huh.
and you're in a jumper, and
Yep.
I'm still.
I was like,
Trying
it's
to cool
actually
down.
cold. It was windy and it was cold. And I was like, I need to put a jumper on. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Because
Like-
like 25 degrees here. I'm like,
I think it's this, and
No
apparently
more
I think it's
cold.
next week that it's supposed to heat up. I think it is like not like this week still happening, like or the week coming. It's still supposed to be kind of cool,
ages.
and then and then the week after that, which is like what the third, well, because this is the start of the.
It's freaking storm weather now too. Really.
Well, technically, this week coming is the first week of December, so that's still cold. It's the second week. It's weird.
It's weird because October was pretty fucking hot when I was out 3 years ago.
It's all over the place. The weather's literally cooked, mate. Like it's fucked. It's.
Unless you're in WA.
I mean, it's
and
nice.
hot
I'm
24/7.
loving it. I can literally sit around in short, well, a night, whatever. Like I don't have to rug up half the time. Like I did the other couple of days. I did wear a jumper, but like I can literally like not have to worry about having to like strip down because it's too hot or have to worry about like it's nice to actually just comfortably sit around in shirts and shorts and be like, yep, I'm not sweating my ass off or it's not too cold. So I'm hoping it stays like this technically, but who knows? I don't think it will.
You know it won't.
No.
Come January, it'd be fucking like in the 30s again.
Yep, it'll be
Maybe
hot.
not, who knows?
Who knows? It's weird. If it stays cold still through then, I'll be like, what's going on? I'll be like, what happened?
I think the states have changed.
Yeah, it's like, what?
I mean, you could always go up north even further. No.
Wonder how it's up there. I haven't
The
checked.
NTs, apparently that's worse in Queensland. Like, you got that humidity there and it's just thick.
It is
and,
actually, yeah. It apparently is dry out that way.
like, it's very dry. Like, it's a... I know people live out there, like, and you're, like, trying to get air, but it's hard to breathe. That's how fucking humid it is. Like,
Oh, fuck
you're
that.
trying to breathe, you're like...
Because it's so dry.
Yeah. That's crazy. Like, Australia's weird, like... The top part, cause it's the equator line. They got the top half is the tropical, like, heat. The bottom half is the cooler. Places like Victoria, New South Wales.
Yeah.
Weird, like, literally
know.
the line shape through the middle of Australia.
I know, it's weird. It is completely weird. Tropical and, yeah.
Well, only that east side, the northeast, is tropical. The other side is just, I don't know. What's even up that side?
I mean, stuff, but it's a big... I do like how Western Australia is like this large portion, but even then themselves have like...
Just Perth.
Like, Perth is in the middle kind of thing.
No, Perth's like down in the little corner, like in a
Not massively
part.
down, but it's more in the middle part. It's more in the middle, but down. But
Only
then
a
you've
little
got...
like blip.
But that's the thing, you got this whole portion of this place, then you got this small little spot like in the middle lower part, but then there's what's in the rest of this. Like, what? And then you got like everyone
There
else
are
like
houses
stuff.
out there though. That's the weird part.
But then you
There's
think
some
of
little
like...
towns and that you don't hear of.
But then at least with like the whole East Coast, you know of like you got up north, you got like Bundaberg, and then you come down, you got like Brisbane, and then you go down, you got like the Gold Coast, Coffs Harbour, Sydney. Like you know of everything on the East Coast. What you don't know of like barely anything on the north near Northern Territory. You only know of like was it fucking Darwin? Like just Darwin.
Pretty much just Darwin.
Like what else is near Darwin? Just Darwin. And like South Australia, at least you got South Australia, whatever else is there.
Which is just Adelaide.
That's all you think of is Adelaide and a few places.
I don't
that
get why it's South Australia when Victoria is more south than South Australia.
I know they're in the bite part. Like South Australia is in the bite. And then Western Australia has this
Like,
large portion of territory that's the
South
size.
Australia is technically Victoria still. Like,
Mm.
it's just literally right next to it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And then you got Tasmania, which is I don't know how Tasmania became.
It's still connected underwater. It's just
Yeah.
because the water rose.
But
and it
like
got
it's
cut
weird
off.
though.
Like,
You've got Queensland, which I guess because that was invaded by the Queen. Like that's the British, so it's Queensland. Because that was the first to be like invaded and colonized. And then you got New South Wales, which makes sense because it's again an English, denominated, so it's
then you got
New
Victoria,
South Wales. Victoria, which is Queen Victoria, so Victoria. But then you've got Northern Territory because they're like, what the fuck are we gonna call it?
the
Northern.
Northern Territory. Like,
Then they're like, I
it's
don't know
just
what to call
territory
this
up north.
portion, and they just called it South Australia. So you got Northern Territory, South Australia. What do we call this far part
West
over here?
Australia.
Western Australia, and then we've got Tasmania. Who the fuck is Tasmania? Like, how did they come up with that? Like,
That's not the real name though. It's what's
there's another name for it.
his real thing?
But you know what I mean? Though, like, there's like,
Tasmania.
it's part of the East Coast, but like, all these things have names, and they're just like Tasmania. Like, out of all things, like, what? Not like,
Oh.
Hmm?
It's from Abel Tasman. That's why.
okay, there we go. And his mania, Tasmania. Was he like, are you ready for the rumble?
Remember, it's Van Diemen's Land as well.
Van Diemen's Land.
Because
can't
look
we-
here, Tasmania. The name in 1642, Abel Janzoon Tasman named his first sighted land after his Dutch superior Anthony Van Diemen. Well, blah blah blah.
Why can't they call it Van Diemen?
Van Diemen's Land? That's what it is, but it's
Yeah.
also Tasmania.
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 Are you ready for the Tasmanian Rumble? Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Come on, smack down. That's what it feels like, Tasmania. Like, it sounds like a wrestling event. Come on down, Tasmania. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. WrestleMania.
Well, that's why
Main
the fucking
event.
Tassie Tiger and that, like Taz in Looney Tunes is off the Tassie Devil.
Yeah,
like.
because they're based off of
Tassie
Tasmania.
Tiger, I think.
Tasmanian Devil. Tasmanian Tiger.
Yeah, but he looks nothing like a Tassie Devil.
No.
He's more of a Tassie Tiger, but on.
He
two
looked like
legs.
none of them. He looked like none of them, but they call him the Tasmanian whatever. Oh, it's so confusing.
He's the Tassie something. He's
But like
the
that's,
Tasmanian
I mean,
Tiger, I think.
that made sense because it's named after Tasmania, so they called it Tas whatever, whatever creatures that were defined in that space, they were Tas,
Yeah, well, they're
but-
only found. Well, the tigers were found here.
Mm.
There's still probably one left. Who fucking knows?
Yeah, I think they were looking at bringing them back. I don't know.
Not bringing them back. They just haven't seen
They were
one in
gonna,
a few
they're
hundred years.
looking at trying to clone a
or
lot of
something.
the animals back into existence.
I wouldn't. They're
So-
savage.
Mm.
They were big fucking They were like yay big fucking.
They were
dog cat
hounds.
things.
They're like a hyena hound kind of type of thing,
You
but
wouldn't
like
you wouldn't want
Australian.
them back. They were like a fucking dingo, but on steroids.
Mm. I know they're wild.
Literally a tiger,
A dingo tiger.
but like, hey,
They're like a dingo tiger.
like dingo but dingo tiger. Yeah, well, dingo is fucking Aussie.
Dingo
Like,
Dile.
It's from fucking.
Maybe that's where they got the inspiration from, was because the Tasmanian tiger was like a spliced creature. That's what it looks like, a spliced creature.
It's long. It's got those weird tiger stripes on it.
But I mean, I do like that Crash Bandicoot, like, the game is like, I know it's a great Crash Bandicoot. I do like that they're technically a lot of Australian, like, animals in that game.
Ripperoo.
You've got
you got,
Ripperoo, Dingo Dog,
koala.
yeah.
Koala Kong or whatever.
Koala Kong. It's like, and Crash Bandicoot himself. Like, they're all Australian creatures. Like, but yet the game was never created in Australia or had anything to do with Australia. It's just like, we like these. I mean, they could have, like, got the idea because the scientist, freaking Neocortex, could have been Australian, but he's not. He's just like some random like, almost like British kind of, court,
It kind of makes sense.
It's like some random thing, and it's just, I know, I guess colonized. I don't know.
Yeah, but like you've got like there's a lot of like all the Crash enemies and allies are all like Aussie animals.
Very influenced by Aussie.
Isn't there an emu at some point as well, like or an ostrich or something?
There's the ostrich.
I don't remember.
There's the ostrich
I don't
characters
remember.
you could jump on.
But it's just like even the Tassie Devil, like I've showed people this on streams and that, and they're like, "What the fuck is that little thing?" Like, they won't hurt you really. Like, they eat dead things. Like they're
Like
they get things that are wounded or dead. Like,
they're like
but they do
there's-
warn you if you go near them. They go,
Yeah.
they get the weird hissy growl noise. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, they like just warn you and they'll run away if you don't leave them.
Yeah, they're a scavenger animal.
I mean, I wouldn't say they won't hurt you, but
No. Well, I mean, that's like
they
any animal. Like,
generally
if you
don't.
get in their threatened area, they will attack you.
Oh yeah.
But they're designed...
Same as a koala.
Mm.
They were like, oh, they're so cute and cuddly. Like,
Actually, if you actually piss it off, if it gets cranky, it will scream
they
at
can
you.
give you chlamydia, bro. You don't want to fuck with one.
Well, have you seen those things actually get mad?
Yeah.
They actually look scary. Their claws come out, and they actually do get scary. Like, they actually do look like you actually piss one of those off. Like, they look all cute and cuddly.
Like Hugh Jackman.
Like, I've watched videos, literally watched videos.
Hugh
This is
Jackman
no
koala?
joke. Like, this ain't no drop bear joke or anything. Like, this is literally
No,
like
but drop bears are real.
you see those koalas get angry, and they actually look fucking terrifying. Like, their lips peel up, and their teeth are so sharp. Like, you don't look like they have sharp teeth, but
And
they
get
do.
their claws out, their feet and their paws.
And then they're like, eh. Like, they make
like
that
a
weird
guttural-
grunt. Yeah, and
like-
it's just like,
It
oh
sounds
my
fucking
god.
creepy, doesn't it?
Oh, but then
Imagine hearing that in the bush.
but when they're fine, they're like so lovely. Like, oh, we love the hugs. Like, ooh, and they like hug on and latch on. They give you hugs and stuff and chlamydia, and then
If you get scratched or something, you want to go to the doctor straight away.
mm. So, but yeah, no, it's just crazy.
It's because of the leaves they eat. They got chlamydia from the
Eucalyptus?
food. Like, I think yeah.
Eucalyptus leaves. It's something that they.
It's
just
crazy,
have-
isn't it? Like people have eucalyptus oil in that, so
I think it's the way that they eat it. It processes in their body.
they just scoff it down. Like
Mm.
climb a tree and eat it, and they go to the next one.
Mhm. They love it.
They're such a
Such a-
unique creature. Like
Like that weird nose they have is like this big like bean.
not
large
like
bean.
a dog, but it's like their nose is smushed in.
Yeah, it's such a weird
I don't know
animal.
how- if it's hard or
Perfectly
soft.
round ears. It's like a dog's nose. It's soft but dry and squishy. It's squidgy.
I've never actually went near a koala because
Yeah.
I don't want to get chlamydia, but
Man, I've held koalas.
the little, the big ones, them big ones can be fucking massive and they're
Yeah,
fucking
not big
heavy.
ones.
They're probably
Yeah.
not when you pick them ones up.
Mm.
I don't think because they can actually probably kill you
Yeah, they're
just-
heavy.
if you piss them off.
Yeah. But
That's
no,
like a kangaroo I saw. I had a dog in a headlock. And, like the dog had a harness on. Have you seen it? And it had it in there.
he's like hugging onto the thing. He's like, he's like hugging onto it.
And the dude's like, bam! And
He's
his finger's
freaking
like,
out.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he freaks out. Exactly.
I was like, this is what people are like. Do you fight kangaroos? I'm like, no. They can disembowel you without even realizing it. Like they
That
got their
kick they
claws and
do?
their feet are like that.
And they're thick. They're like a thick fucking claw too. Like it's a thick nail.
And if they kick you right in the stomach, you're definitely not living. If you're not in a hospital or something.
Well, if it's not from a gouge from the thing when they kick you, the force itself can. It's like getting
they can
kicked
break
by.
ribs.
It's like getting kicked by a horse. Like the force
More
they have
powerful, I think, than
is
that.
like because they lean back and just that force like kick they have because it's
They use their
designed.
tail and their feet just boom.
Because you see, because they hop.
I kind of
so they
want to
have that strength.
experience that, but not a lethal one.
Watch them kick. They go fucking wild.
Probably like a Joey.
Mm.
Because they said they wouldn't really do much. Probably knock you over, but
It's still the chance of getting scratched. You wouldn't want to get scratched because that's like they still got
Wait,
long claws.
yeah, because that one claw right in the middle, like, ooh.
You just have to be the wrong way, and it just kicks, and it could just stab you. Like with that force, you got to think it's a punch force, but with a claw. So imagine being punched with a claw. Like you're
Because
fucked.
it's meant to go like up, but sometimes they get it like that and stab. It's like it's just a defense thing. Like
Mm.
usually kangaroos won't fight you,
No, it's
but
only
if
when
you
they're
go
being...
at them, they'll be like,
They think
Bring it on.
they take it as a challenge, like they do. Oh, you said that wasn't that guy that got into a boxing fight with the fucking kangaroo
on his front lawn.
He gets into a box. I'm like, dude, you're ballsy as fuck, wanting to fucking box on with a kangaroo. Like fuck,
They
man.
don't really kick though. To be
No,
fair,
they
like,
don't kick too often. It's a last resort.
It's only against other roos.
But
'cause they
even
wanna
then,
get 'em
even
off
their
'em.
punches, but they do try and. But have you noticed though, like roos when they don't have they got claws as well, and they're like sharp claws, but they kind of like close their hand up and they box.
Yeah,
like they still like
Yeah.
keep like even though they got claws which they could scratch with, they
I think
don't.
'cause
They
know
hide
the
it back
people, like,
and they
don't
punch.
want to really
It's weird.
claw someone up.
Mm.
I think it's more of a defense, like fuck off. Like
It's meant to be because it's meant to be like a dominance thing when kangaroos are fighting. It's the show of dominancy. It's only when it needs to be a threat that then I think they bring the claws out. and actually like fight like an actual threat. But when it's like but most of the time they do it as a dominance. It's like lions in the wild. They kind of fight for dominancy.
Oh
Like
yeah.
kangaroos do the exact same
Like,
thing.
they fight each other, but sometimes there's claws, sometimes there isn't.
There's always a dominant male in the. It's just exactly like lions in the kangaroo kingdom. There's a dominant male that's like the ruler of all
Crazy
of them.
how they're so buff though. Like you get the kangaroos and they're fucking built like
They're
Arnold
like jacked,
Schwarzenegger.
like they got the full like 6-pack looking like the pecs and
Yeah.
everything. They're like they got like the muscles and they're like fucking
They got
and
the
they
fucking
flex
veins popping
and they walk
everything,
around
like-
and they like flex and they're like "Ugh," and they're like just fucking "Ugh," and they're like the big heads and they're just like yeah and they're like flexing and shit.
These ones
fucking
are like
swole.
6 foot fucking roos and they're just mad. They're built like
Their tails are fucking oh my god. Their
that's what they use for leverage,
huge.
no matter what they're doing. Like
Mm.
that's
Keeps
why
them
you can't
upright.
really knock one over because it'll just boing, like it'll
Yep.
just stay up.
Yeah.
That's
That's
why you don't want
wild.
to fight one because it'll get you down before you get it down.
Oh, those things are fucking. Or they'll just hop away. Like they can hop, and they hop so fast. Those things are
And
fucking
hard.
fast as.
You literally hit. You near feel the fucking ground move.
Doof. Like they move. Like they get out of there with that hop. Like fuck
Also,
me.
We're the only country, I think, who's allowed to hunt them.
Mm.
Like in the US, you're not allowed to hunt and eat them.
Because
stuff like that.
they've been sent over there. They're not naturally. Because it's
I
not.
mean, like any animal, you have to go
Yeah.
through a retailer, I think, to get meat. But here, like we can just go kill a roo and just give it to someone.
Yeah,
like,
that's because
sell it.
because it's a natural because it comes from the source here. Like there are roos that
Mm.
exist in America and stuff, but that's because they've been shipped over there. They get bred
Yeah,
and
but they
stuff, but
don't eat them,
no,
though.
they're for zoos and stuff. Like they're designed to be
I mean,
like
when they
habitat.
get moose, bison, and that, they don't get it from another person because they're not allowed to. They're not allowed to. It's a certain thing. They're not allowed to hunt and sell.
yeah, they can only
But we are to kangaroos.
yeah.
Like here, we can sell them to someone else, and
Yeah.
it's a weird law thing.
There's
that they
certain
can't
certain
do it.
countries have their certain laws, like they can hunt their deer and stuff like that. But like the same equivalent,
Yeah.
like deer for them is like our kangaroos technically.
Mm.
They have deer, so like they have, like I said, there's other animals that they will take in other countries, but they're designated not to kill them because they're a preservation in other countries, so people can see them. It's like an attraction still,
Yeah.
but it's a preservation, so you can still like get meats, but then it's sent from us to there as distribution to if you want to eat kangaroo meat or something like that. It's more of or
Also,
crocodile.
kangaroo meat's delicious.
I've had alligator.
We're the only people who eat our
coat of arms.
coat of arms.
Not too often
Which is
emu
kind
though.
of
Emu's
hilarious, like-
not many like really do emu, so it's mainly just
We don't eat
kangaroo.
emus at all. I don't think. I
Same
mean,
as
some people
koalas.
eat the eggs. That's about it.
Mm.
Koalas.
Eat a
No,
koala.
you don't eat koalas.
That's what I'm saying. You don't eat koalas.
They're on the. Are they on the? Are they on the coat of arms? No.
No.
It's emu and kangaroo.
Mm.
Which we eat the kangaroo because there's a fuck ton of them.
I don't know what. Yeah, I mean, you can imagine the indigenous people ate everything back in the day, but they found kangaroo taste
Well,
better.
not koalas still because they're up in the tree. As if you're gonna fucking just get one of those down.
I mean, the indigenous, my indigenous family they had the grubbers. We had the giggity grubs at the ground. You know,
That's
the
right. Like, they would have got plenty from wallabies, kangaroos, other things.
but it was mainly kangaroos and wallabies that were hunted. You could hunt basically anything. They did a hunt anything, you know, wombats and stuff like that, whatever they could find. But,
Well, the fucking Tassie tigers went. Because there would have been enough to breed, but then they just died out. Like, which is crazy to think though. Like, could you think like Tassie? Like, nothing really gets hunted here apart from roos and wallabies. But the Tassie tiger just disappeared out of nowhere. Which I'm pretty sure it's right in the middle of Tassie because no one goes there. Like, there's nothing. Like, you haven't explored that.
That's exactly it. There's stuff. Well, I mean, mostly has been somewhat explored, but it's like anything. You have a large portion of a space, say, in the center, but when things get explored, it's like, okay, so here's like, let's just still imagine my space is here. I'm going to move my hands, but say
There's
my
depth
face.
to it.
But say my face is the space, so you've still got. But when people travel, they're not going to like go, oh, we've explored here. It's like we've explored to here, here, and there's still spots in between that haven't been explored. Not everything's been explored. You always have parts that someone's walked around.
Plus, things that are good at hiding, you won't find them.
And then you've got ups and downs. So you got caves and caverns and notches and valleys
Especially
and no one
here.
searches, and you got mountains and stuff. Like
We've got
not
a lot of
everyone's
caves.
not everyone's going to go everywhere. So there are spots that are still there'll be plenty of parts of Australia that are unexplored still because you know.
Oh, yeah. Like,
again, you're
Uluru and
travelling
that,
different
like,
parts.
in the middle
like,
of Australia.
you just go,
There's
okay, that
a
whole
lot
part's
of
desert.
nothing, but
And some people have gone, oh, we've just got lost and walked through this part, but what about this section over here? You know, no one's checked that. You know, there's plenty of unmarked territories. People aren't just going out in waves and be like, let's just start on this side, just warp across like this and search everything. Like that's not
It's
happening.
not like a video game where you got a little checklist. You just start walking.
Yeah, and just clear it out. It's like, oh yeah, this area's done, this part's done, this part's done. It's like, no.
They're pretty cool though. Yeah, little checklist. Yeah, but that's like the ocean. We only explored like 10 fucking percent of it, like because
there's
there's
so
this
much of it.
stuff you can't go to.
Different depths,
Well, you
different
can, but
levels,
it's
and
not worth it
Mm.
yet. Like
So-
James Cameron, he got that special built sub to go down to the Titanic, just for that to do the movie, like to get dimensions and certain
Yeah.
things right, and
that's
like, and they've not cost millions. Like to explore, like the trenches and shit will cost way more.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows what's down there? It could get eaten. There could
We
be
don't
a
know what
fucking
monsters-
megalodon just chilling down there or something. Like,
Exactly. We don't know what's down in the water. Like fucking hell.
have you seen the Meg? That could be a real fucking thing.
Mm.
Because when you look at the bottom of the ocean now, when you see it, like there are fucked up things down there. There are the
Mhm.
blind fucking fish who like have the lights, and they ones who have the smell.
The deeper
And
the depths,
you get
the larger
further
the
down,
creature,
There's more that like need less food to live,
and they're
and are
larger.
probably massive.
We've already found large crocodiles, so like really big crocodiles. So what does it
I
say?
remember-
There's still
Watching the movie Anaconda, and I'm thinking that was real. I'm like, anacondas aren't that big.
no. I mean, anacondas
Like, they
can get
don't really eat
large.
people.
Mm.
They eat big animals.
Like they can
dogs
get
and
large,
cats,
but they're not that. That's unrealistic. But like a crocodile and sharks, like that can get pretty bad.
A big shark is real. Like a great white is big,
Mm.
but like a megalodon, which is that's unrealistic unless there really is one at the bottom.
Somewhere deep. You gotta think too,
knows?
because things are gonna be larger because of the pressure, so things get bigger
Mm-hmm.
or smaller. I can't remember.
Like, have we explored the trenches? I mean, probably have a little bit,
A
but
few of them, not all of them.
yeah, like ones that are like at the bottom, like near the core. Like, fuck me, that must be what the big boys are.
Mm-hmm.
Probably got lava down there, lava fish.
What's that? Like that movie? Was it Was it Underwater? That movie with fucking Kristen Stewart, wasn't it? Was it Underwater? It was that
Seen
deep
it.
sea one. I think Kristen Stewart. Is it Underwater?
I've never seen it. Whatever it is.
Oh, it was pretty good. I don't know if I want to say what the monster was in the end of that.
Probably watch that at some point if it's any good, as you said.
What is
But
it?
I was doing a bit of YouTubing today, Des, for my
Yeah,
for
it's
the
called
podcast.
Underwater. Came out in 2020.
Oh, I haven't seen that. Is it on Netflix or something then?
Not too sure, but it's got a really cool. It talks about that whole depths of the sea, monsters in the bottom of the ocean, like that.
2020. It's
I kind of spoiled it saying that there's a monster at the end. So,
yeah, you prick. No,
but I honestly did not
it
expect
kind
it
of
to
makes
have
sense
that.
because it's in the trailers and that. Like something's out there.
Yeah. But it plays along that fact of like what could be in the deep, deep dark sea. You know, the deep, deep, deep ocean.
Can you look at the fucking poster? Something has awakened. Like
Definitely give it a
that's
watch.
like that's way. That's the
It's
oh, that's the Mariana Trench. Oh,
mm,
I think they've explored that. There's nothing there, but that's the typical fucked up like stuff that lives on the bottom. I mean, I would definitely look at that because I
Yeah, it was
love them
good.
kind of things.
It was good. Once you got through the movie, once it kind of got very suspenseful. I mean, the suspense that goes straight into the movie, like it goes to shit pretty quickly. So
Yeah, because if you don't see anything, you're just like, what the fuck?
you don't
You're
see
like-
anything. You don't see anything for a fair bit, and then you see stuff towards the end. It's like,
It's like watching Deep Blue Sea. That like you don't see it, and then it's like boom, there it is. It's like ah.
Yeah.
But as I was saying before, I was on YouTube. I don't know how I missed this, but a few days ago, there's a new Starship Troopers game coming. That's like Second Extinction. It's 12 players.
Yep.
PVE. I'm like, early access next year, and I was
Yeah.
like, how did I miss this? I watched it. And it looks fucking amazing.
I did talk to Eddie about this. I'm still questioning because it looks good, it looks great, but again, like most games, it feels like some of these games are like a nostalgia burn. The hype's a little bit there, but then it doesn't stand with support, and the communities kind of like die straight away. and
Well,
it does
if
suck.
that's what it is just there, I'm fucking down.
Because it's like because like there's so many games like we've seen like Back for Blood came back, the whole zombies of it, and then that just died. Like the
It's a
community
good
was there, and
game
then
though.
died. That's something like these games are still
It
kind of good,
wasn't
but the support isn't
new
there.
though.
The
It was just felt
community,
like it was a step back from
mm,
uh Left 4 Dead. It was a
mm.
step forward, but also back.
And then like again, like I've recently got Ghostbusters. That's a great game,
That's a niche though.
but again, it's a niche. Same as Starship Troopers. That's a niche. Like there's these
And Second
games, but
Extinction.
yeah, Second
And
Extinction, and like that was the cool like
oh, they're all
there's
good games, but you got to stick with it.
exactly, and these communities aren't
And I'll
keeping
fucking
them.
get it early access. Why not?
These communities aren't keeping them alive like as big
Well,
as they
they
should be.
they are because Second Extinction's still going. It's got more players than ever now. Like
They actually fixed up a lot of stuff. I haven't gone back to it because it was just
I've got
horrible.
it installed, but I keep
I think
getting an update every now and again.
I think I uninstalled mine.
But it's like it looks even better though. That's the crazy part. They've added a lot more areas, dinos, guns. Like oh man, I just need people to play with
And that's
because
the
we
hard
had
part.
Gents.
But Ghostbusters has been pretty fun. Honestly, that's been pretty cool doing the jobs, and you literally are a Ghostbuster. It's great. You just go out
Right?
and you have your traps, and you just go like work together and not cross the streams, and it's just exactly like being like you would imagine a
Across the
Ghostbusters
stream.
like like
Hasn't
I
been
said,
in 3D.
it's something you'd imagine a Ghostbusters game would be like. It's exactly Ghostbusters, like
I wonder if
100%.
there's going to be a 3D, like a VR version of that.
Who knows?
There would have to be a VR like Ghostbusters game on the PSVR 2 or
They
Steam
probably
or
do. But yeah, there's not many Ghostbuster games. But no, like it is honestly
there's a
pretty
lot of
decent.
Ghostbuster games. They're just usually
They're old.
like
They're
the
old.
older ones.
They're quite old. There's not many.
No, the even recent ones. Just
It's
like the one that we talked about the other day. Like they were just
well, saying
But
there's
I
that.
might pick up the Unleashed one because that looks pretty damn good.
Definitely pick up Spirits Unleashed. It is pretty fun. It's crossplay too.
Oh,
So.
Spirits Unleashed is it? Fuck, I thought it was just
Yeah.
Unleashed.
No, it's Spirits Unleashed and it's crossplay. And
So we can play together
Yeah.
on two different
Yeah.
games. Oh.
but it's cool. So you
It's
go
so
out,
cheap too. Like it's only like $40,
something like that.
50.
One of the two. But yeah, no, it's like it's just typical Ghostbusters. So you get the job that's been there's jobs available. You get to choose your job. You go off on the job, and it's typical. You go around. You gotta catch the ghost or multiple ghosts. They're like prop up elements because they're possessing the objects and stuff. So you gotta like capture them.
Like how Prey was when the fucking mimics. Like, is that it? Bam!
But like it's everything. Like it's everything. You grab the ghost with the fucking plasma. The plasma.
And got your little capture down there.
And you got to throw the trap out. You got to actually throw it out, and then you got to bring it in, and then you can bust it open. So then you can drag it into the trap, and then close it to trap
Not a
it.
one-person job though, really.
And oh, it's so fun.
I don't get how you can do that single player because that is a two-person
Well,
job.
when you play it single player, you have 3 other AIs that run with you.
Oh, so they're popping the.
So they're chucking traps out as
Okay.
well, and they're doing as well. So they chuck traps out, and they help
I
you
think it
grab
was
it.
AI. That's fucking cool, actually. So you can play single player.
And it's pretty cool. And then when you're done the job, you go back and you chuck it into the vault and you lock it away.
I remember when you first played it, you're like, "Oh yeah, I've only done $2,000 of damage." Next one's like, "I've done 40,000 damage."
So it's literally like the movie. So when you grab a ghost and you're trying to like, it will like tether like a fish. So you like try and get it, and when you try to pull it, you go, and you burn through shit, and you just cut things down. But then the worst problem is there's actually tasks for you to do. One of the tasks is like, break like 200 lamps or some shit. So you actually got to break lamps.
How is there 200 lamps in a thing?
There's different. It's all in total. So you go to different levels, and if you see a lamp, you just break it.
Oh, that's cool. Just shoot it, bam.
It
Or you put the
explodes
ghost through
too.
it. That's fucking cool.
And
I'll
I found
definitely get it eventually.
and it works too. So if a person gets possessed, you zap them with the gun and you yank the ghost out of the person.
That's not real.
It's crazy as.
Wouldn't that like that would damage that would fuck up a person? How the fuck did they get that to?
I don't know, cause like cause I tried zapping people and it didn't do anything, but then
That's
I grabbed,
just the thing.
but I zapped one person and it grabbed them and I was like, wait, what the hell?
You
And,
touch an object, it explodes. You touch a person, and they're fine.
yeah. And you can
I don't
calm.
get that logic.
And
though.
when people freak out, you get to run up to them and you can calm them down and be like, it's okay. I'm an expert at this. I know what I'm doing. They're different things that say when you gotta like calm them down. It's just freaking hilarious. But like, it's full customization. You get to customize your own character and unlock different things,
I'm
and
still baffled by you can shoot someone with it, and
yeah,
they're fine.
yeah. So as long as they're possessed, you can shoot them. If they're not
Yeah, but
possessed,
that doesn't make sense because it's in the. How are you gonna get the?
but if they're not
How they
possessed,
do it
then
in the movies? They don't get possessed. They just like summoned it out. Like they just
something like
then
that,
they
I
just
guess.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like you should be able to summon it, not just hold still, buddy.
That's what I thought was hilarious. I was like,
I would literally play to get possessed and be like, Dad, shoot me.
but it's kind of funny. So you get slimed. If
Like,
you get
what?
slimed too much, you get knocked down, and then you get revived to get back up. So you get like stunned. It's weird, but it's the same
Revive
knockout
me.
process. Yeah. But it's kind of funny when it is kind of scary though, because when you're chasing a ghost, the ghosts will run away. But when they possess objects, they come chasing after you. So like you'll be like chasing after
Because
them.
they can't hurt you unless they're an object.
I
Because
think yeah,
they're a
but it's
fucking
kind of
spirit.
funny.
Like they can't really do nothing to you.
So when I was playing one of them, the ghost possessed the floor, the floor polishers, those machines that polish the floors.
No.
So I'm like chasing after the ghost, and I'm like, it went around the corner. Next minute, all I see is the polisher coming out from the door, and I'm like,
Run
shit!
then.
And I'm running away, and I look behind me, and the thing's going, nee, chasing after me, and going, nee. And I'm like, ah, and I stop and I try and shoot it, and it's like, nin, nin, nin. And I was like, it's great. So like it could be anything.
Sounds like
It'll
a
just
horror
chase
game.
after you. Yeah. So when it's possessed, it's kind of scary because you have these random objects just coming at you, but they just slowly come at you. They're not like racing at you. They're like, like trying to
Imagine
hunt
having
you
you
down.
feel like you got a team of people. It's like, and you
It's
look
weird.
behind. It's just like this fucking four polish just chases like. Ah!
Like it's so fun. Like honestly, and they've got like so much stuff coming. Oh, it's so good.
It's all free for the next year. Like fuck.
Yeah. So I mean, if anyone wants to, like, definitely get onto it. I do feel
Definitely
like,
worth getting it just to try it.
like, I definitely do feel
Yeah.
like it may be a marketing thing that might have stubbed it because it wasn't advertised much here. Like it was very.
I mean, it was, but then it wasn't. Like it was for a long time, and it's like we just fizzled that out.
Because
When the
this is
game
an
came out.
Australia release, but even in Australia, it's got the 12.
That's a Europe thing.
Yeah, it's a Europe
European,
thing. It's got the
I think.
Europe rating. We didn't actually get an official because it doesn't matter. They're all the same like area
Was
code.
it not on the website though?
I don't know, but that's how mine came. It's all in Europe.
I think yours. Oh, because yours is the collector one. That's probably why. That's
Mm.
like I think the original one is in the Aussie.
Yeah, so it's so weird that it came like that. There was no official but they still advertised that they were selling a collector's thing. It does have PG on the disc, but it has
Yeah, that's what I mean, like-
12 and USK 6.
Ghostbusters.
Wait, that's weird. Okay, that's weird because on the disc it has PG, right?
Yeah.
So on the disc it has PG, but I don't have the stickers anymore. But on the actual sticker when they had on the outside of the plastic, it was rated G.
That's not a G.
No, it was given a G rating, but it was
You need
PG.
parental guidance.
Yeah.
It's PG on this one on JB Hi-Fi. On the actual game, it's got PG.
But yeah, I
And
think if they advertise a little bit more, they would be more niche.
That's pretty high for what it is.
For somewhat more of an indie game. But it's, like I said,
Yeah.
it feels like
Usually
it's
they're
definitely...
like 40 or 59, not 69.
But it does kind of feel like it takes up after, which kind of makes sense of the cover. It kind of looks like the kind of thing that they did following from the movie, like how that recent Ghostbusters movie cover kind of looked. It kind of has that vibe going for it. And it did feel like it did take off from when the
You
movie...
don't like the look of that case, Des.
That's the poster.
No, the case of the Xbox, it's got Series X and Xbox One on it still. I thought they...
Oh, up the top.
Yeah, I'm looking at
Yeah.
it on there, and I got the Smart Delivery and Series X on there,
It
but
says
it's
Series
Series
X.
X branding twice.
Yeah, like Series X over here and then Series X on there.
Why?
I know.
It should just be called Xbox, because it works on Xbox.
Xbox. And then everything else has to say Xbox on it. Like, okay.
Alright, like, fuck me. Like, look at the PS5 one, it just says PS5. That's it. There's no
Oh.
PlayStation 5, like, it's just the one thing. Like, we talked about this before, like, the Xbox cases are just jacked. Like,
It's like, just so you didn't know, this is Xbox Series X. You
like,
didn't
because you
know.
said, like, the PlayStation, it's on the back in that little white part. It's got everything you need to know.
Yeah. It's like you didn't know. It's like,
Like,
okay.
just keep it simple.
Yeah.
We know a green case is Xbox,
Mm.
a blue case is Blu-ray
Mhm.
and PS5. That's too
Yep.
white now.
Yeah.
It's blue case, but it's got the white label now, not
Yeah.
blue label.
Oh, my God.
Like that's all they changed was the label.
Hmm.
That's
I
all
know.
Xbox needed to do was just like keep the old stuff and just change, or just put it as Xbox because it works on all of them.
I know.
Unless it doesn't, like Slime Rancher. I still don't. I'm still baffled by
I
that.
know. It still makes no sense. But speaking of baffles, I guess
Baffled.
baffles. You baffled me a little bit with your Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
Oh, you're gonna love that, are you?
You got both of
Hey, I
them.
sent you I sent you the clips that I took quickly.
But you got both of them, bruv.
Oh, oh, this actually looks cool, bro.
You got both of them with that steelbook.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you said I caved, I'm like, oh, you prick.
It does look kind of cool.
Because this was out of stock. Because it sold out.
Yeah.
And then I just glanced over at EB and it went, it's back in stock? I'm like, this might not last again.
Mm.
So I just grabbed one. And but yeah, you get the two
Mm.
majiggies.
With the
But
steelbook.
like this is what I really wanted it for.
Yeah, it does look pretty cool.
Like that looks fucking sick.
I remember having the was it Brilliant Diamond and whatever. I did have that on.
And you got the two.
I did have that on order at one point with the steelbook, but I wasn't gonna able to pay it off, so I was like, just
Get them on
cancel it.
eBay.
Which it kind of
People got
sucked.
them still sealed.
Yeah.
Also, this is what I'm talking about. See where that thing is there? That's how big the case has to be.
Yeah. The old
Don't
DS
have to
case
be
size.
fucking full blown. Like just making it. No, DS is still pretty like up there. I think.
Yeah.
But, like half this would be nice. Half a case.
Yeah. I mean, you don't
Because
get
like
much
go for the thing
artwork.
is like, where's my thing? Oh, down
No
there.
booklet or anything. There's just nothing. How many?
No, but there was I haven't redeemed mine yet.
Get your Pokeballs. Yeah, yeah, heaps of Pokeballs.
This goes in the steelbook.
Yeah, you get
You got the Pokeballs, one for each game, I guess, or
Yeah.
two for one.
Yeah, it's pretty good. You get a whole stack of them.
I haven't needed them.
You get enough money to buy.
I've already got
enough
like 100 Pokeballs just in game. Like,
of them. Yeah.
But no, it is cool having how they give you the two cases. They
Yep.
could have just chucked the games in that steelbook.
Yeah.
But I am happy I got it
That's alright.
because the games are good, but I've shown Daz a bit of the technical problems that I've experienced. That's just a couple of them, but
Just a couple.
a few are a bit severe, a bit less severe. Like it's mainly just people popping in and out,
the yeah, pop
which they are patching slowly.
very slow.
I'm having a lot of stuttering issues on there as well. If you meant to ride this Pokemon to get around, right? And because that's the core part of the game, like you meant to ride this just like the bike in the old games, and the game can't keep up.
It just pops.
I'm running in a straight line, like maybe 20 meters ahead. A Pokemon pops up right in front of me, and a fucking battle happens. Like I couldn't avoid that. Or if you can avoid it, you run into another one because you're trying to dodge it. It's like, can they at least fix the render distance? Like, I get it's not the Switch hardware because Arceus and that were better, and Pokemon Shield, it was fine on there, Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
But this, it's a little bit more open world, and it just struggles. I think they released it a bit too early, to be fair.
I definitely think so. Like, it was definitely a bit too soon.
You had Nintendo pushing out for Christmas.
That's
All the
definitely...
kiddies out there, can I have this for Christmas?
I think that was the thing. They were trying to get it out, like, that early holiday period. So people could start getting their hands on it, and... They should
Like, it's been out for a bit over a week. People are loving it. It's sold the most of any Switch game, which is crazy. Like, it beat its own records for other games. It's just like, people definitely wanted it.
Yeah, because they're all still, like, up there in price. They never drop.
Only 60 odd. Oh, that was 170 with shipping.
Yep.
Which it's 150 odd for the 2 games and the steelbook in that collection, which evens out to be just like pretty much buy the 2 games and a steelbook
Well,
for $10.
looking at reviews, because I was curious about the reviews. So on JB, it's given a 2.9 out of 5.
It's not that bad. I mean, that's not actually that bad, really.
I kind of want to
It's
see
almost a
where's
3.
these.
Like,
I just want to look at these reviews.
well, the
See-
game is good. Like, I'm loving the game. It's just got a few technical issues. Yeah.
So 6 people gave it a. So overall, it's a 2.9. Quality of product is a 2.7. Value of product is a 2.9.
How's the? Let's talk about the actual packaging, and that was a 2.
I guess. Quality of product.
What's wrong with that packaging and stuff? Like, what the
I don't know if
fuck?
it's packaging. Or they said quality, value. I don't know.
The game is good. Like, it is worth like $60. Like, easy. It's just
it
they
was-
gotta fix a few things.
It only had a total of 18 reviews. 6 of 5, 2 of 4, 2 of 3, 1 for a 2-star, and 7 for a 1-star.
Because I legit,
Wait
I'm
for
gonna
major
confess it.
update. A lot of people aren't recommending the product. It says worse than Sword and Shield. Fun game, good plot, good music, frame rate poor. Poor design and buggy. Someone gave it a 5-star, said really fun. And then, okay, so they gave it a 5-star, right? They go, really fun. Yes, it has its bugs, but to be fair, the Switch is getting older. Glitches aside, it's an uber fun game. It shouldn't be a
is, like,
5-star.
I mean-
That should be a 4. Like, what he's saying should be a 4.
Look, I'm giving it a 4 because it's got technical bugs that stop being a 5. Like,
That's what gets me with the, like, people... Like, this is the sad part. It's like,
oh, maybe 3.5.
people, I feel like, don't understand review rating. So, like, this person's giving
Well,
it a
they're just angry, they're
5-star.
like,
Like, this person's giving it a 5-star, but they literally said it is buggy and glitchy. Okay, so your review there
It's
should
not
be...
game breaking though. That's the thing.
No,
so
but that
definitely does
review
help.
should be a 4. If
Yeah.
you didn't say it was buggy, like if he said it's a fun game, so this and didn't say it was buggy or glitchy, I could understand them giving it a 5 because they didn't mention the words buggy or glitchy. But because they mentioned buggy and glitchy, their review should automatically be a 4, or not a straight 5 or a 4.5. It shouldn't be a straight 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10. Like that's the problem when
So
people
who
review.
reads reviews?
Yeah, like I can understand it's your
I don't
review
read
and
a
your
review
opinion.
unless it's something that I've never heard of, or I'm just like, I'll get a general idea, but I'll
But-
still look on YouTube.
Yeah,
and-
exactly. But that's what I mean. Like, it's more the fact of contradicting. It's like you can't say something. You can't be like, "This is fun. It's a great game," but but when you say "but," your review comes down. Any review you do, if you say there's a "but" or but
Well, it
there's
depends on the but. It could be, but this could have been better or something. That's not as bad, but like
No,
it was
but
but
it's
bugs
still
and
not-
technical
it's-
problems.
if you
Yeah.
give any kind of buts, like if there's any kind of this is just because this is technically how reviews should be done, is if you say
Unless it's a but that you think something should have been better, that doesn't count because if it would have, it should have been there.
if there's
Well,
anything,
it should have
that's what I'm
been-
saying. That's saying. So if there's anything that's negative that you bring up, even if it's a minute, that impacts the total review. So points come off of it. You can't give something a 5 out of 5 or a 10 out of 10 and be like, but this was, and then drop a negative. If you drop a positive the whole review, I can understand a 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10.
But you can but and still be a positive. That's
Yeah.
what I'm talking about. Like,
Yeah. Exactly. You can't butt with a negative. And,
like
and-
if it's but and then a negative, you definitely got to bring it down a peg. Like,
Yep. You got to knock a point off it. You got to be like a 4.9. Then, if you're still trying to be adamant that it was still,
Yeah.
you're gonna say 4.9 or 4.8.
I do give it maybe a 4.5, 4,
Mm.
because it's just like what you've. I mean, it's not game breaking, but it's just a little
It's
inconvenient.
a nuisance. Yeah, it's a nuisance. Like it does fiddle. I mean,
Like, you saw,
technically,
like, these people were blinking like they were going to sleep.
like that the blinking, that's not game breaking. People popping in and
The
out,
frame rate though, just that room.
that's not game breaking. But like I said, the people popping in and out, like characters popping in and out,
That is.
that's technically game. Yeah, that's technically game breaking because
And the pop in because Pokemon just pop in.
they're not staying in a regular state. If they're having a delay shift, they're still there, so that's fine. Like you're playing and that camera is moving around, that's game breaking when it's trying to auto adjust, like it's doing its own thing.
I think I was doing. I can't remember.
But it was,
No,
it was
I
kind
was
of
just
like,
moving it side to side.
and it was going like
That's what I
whoa,
was doing.
whoa.
I
And
think
it was like,
because the stairs were there and they're trying to
Yeah.
go up. But like, I wasn't even moving the camera, and that pop in was horrible. Like the people disappeared.
And
Come
that's the
back.
problem. Is
Disappeared.
like,
Come back.
I mean, I can understand not everyone's a reviewer, but I think people just need to take in mind what
If you don't tell them, they won't
they're,
fix shit.
yeah, what you're
If we don't
meaning.
call them out for this, they'll just keep making the same fucking mistakes every game.
Exactly. So you gotta, and you can't be like, this is bad, but then give it a 5 because then just see, oh, we've got a 5-star, that's great, and not read what was there. That you need to actually
Care
show
about
the
is the
impact.
actual stars. They don't read that properly. Well, they wouldn't.
Mm.
They probably do, but it's like they care about the stars more than the actual
Yep.
wording.
I mean, that's some like not everyone takes reviews by heart, like you say. You don't, you gotta technically give it
Like,
your
I
own.
do if it's very bad or very good. You got to be like,
Yeah. And you gotta go to like actual reputable sources to get an extra opinion if you're
Yeah.
still hesitant.
like stuff on where you buy stuff. I don't take too serious because
Oh,
some
yeah.
people just like to troll on there.
Or they're just bot reviews, like the time of the shelf, and it's like it holds the really
Yeah,
big
right.
thing.
I mean, it does, but
I
I
was
guess
like,
depends
I
how
was
big
like,
the thing
what
is.
type of review is that? They gave it like a 5 out of 5 star. It's like it holds the big thing, and I was like, what the fucking like what kind of review? That sounds so automated. Like it sounds like so lost in translation. It holds the big thing. What big thing? There's plenty
The
of big
big thing.
things. Like
I don't know.
I'm like,
Hold a person.
That was
Actually,
so
I think that
bad.
can hold a person. Holds 20 kilos per shelf.
so you think
So
in total, if you
100
just
kilos.
if you were to well, okay, so if it says it holds, which way is it holding 20 kilos? Is it hanging that way, or if it's on the side, will it still hold 20 kilos?
No, yeah, like that.
So you would have
20 per
to.
shelf. It's actually solid fucking wood. Like,
So if
not
you
particle board.
so if you had it screwed up against the wall, then so
yeah,
it's
which
supported
that's
on.
what that should be. But
So if it's
not.
screwed up against the wall, like on wall support, so it's actually in the framework, like in the
You
studs,
put 20 kilos on each shelf.
and you had hooks coming off of it. So how many shelves is there? Is
Five,
it
I think. One.
because
two,
the bottom
three,
one
four,
technically
five,
doesn't count as it because it's not dispersing the weight.
3, 4, 5. 5.
So
Because you got 6 up there and 1 down the bottom.
So coming down, you've got a total of 6 coming like actual straight
It would
across.
take. Because the bottom one does count because it's still.
the floor support, so technically it holds the weight there.
Yeah,
I was going to say
it's still
then,
a
so if
shelf.
it's 20 kilos per shelf, so technically this is going by mass, by weight, by its dispersion. So if you had that frame screwed into the wall in the fixture beam, and then you had like hooks coming off each
Not even in a
shelf.
beam. You can put them into a wall because it's still.
Well, I mean, like you'd want it not in like
The
the
screws
chip.
only like yay big.
I'm talking about like actually supporting it to stay upright.
Oh yeah.
So this is an experiment I'm putting forward to you here. This is a theoretical experiment. So if you were to like stand on a shelf, the shelf would collapse because you're more than 20 kilos, right?
Oh yeah. It'd be very unstable if you.
It was. You said it said a shelf only holds 20 kilos. So if you were to stand on a shelf, if you were to somehow have support on that right now, so like I said, it's supported into the wall. If you were having to climb up on that one shelf at the top right now, it would collapse because it's not holding your weight. Because you like realistically, you're more than 20 kilos.
Yeah.
But theoretically speaking, again, if you have it like I said, support against the wall,
that whole
supported,
shelf can hold about 100 kilos because it's 20 per shelf, but the whole shelf itself.
That's what I'm getting at. So if you were to have hooks coming off of it with straps, and you strapped a person evenly to each shelf,
I wouldn't do it.
you could theoretically, because the weight's being dispersed, you would imagine so the shelf, but then there's gravity. But you'd take in the fact that each shelf is dispersed appropriately the weight. You could theoretically have a person strapped to it and held to it to each shelf because the weight would be dispersed out between each shelf.
You can strap it to the front of it.
So
but you put them off the ground.
Yeah. So equally, the weight should be distributed theoretically.
Yep. You'd think so. Like I don't know how it works exactly, but I mean I haven't tested it.
No, you wouldn't want to.
They're not. They're only $120. Like I could do it.
Strap yourself to each shelf.
No. I wouldn't strap myself.
Strap someone else to it.
Yeah, maybe. Houdini that motherfucker. Like, I do recommend that shelf.
So I got this new thing with my shelf. This is a person just strapped to it like, hi. So I got this thing.
Like, I don't know what it is, but like, shelves are hard to find. As you know, like, a decent shelf. That's why it can hold I don't know.
That's like my one there with the
Like,
games. I really got to get rid of that. Like that's so wobbly and old. It's
I
got to
can
be
see
up
that's
again.
not even the level right there. I think.
It's so yeah. Well, the camera's a bit warped. It's not the best.
Well, yeah.
But it's in deeper. But it's so flimsy. Like this shelf here is pushed up against that to keep it up against the wall, so it keeps it straight because it's so flimsy.
Right.
Like I technically need to get rid of that gaming shelf, but I need to
Get
find
the
a shelf that
proper
can
ones.
hold
They
it.
cost a fortune, or you might need one of those. Does.
Well, yeah, that might hold.
Plus,
All
you
my
can
games
put things
nicely.
on them. Like,
There's enough space to actually have statues. Like that fact that you've got that in there nicely.
well, they
Actually
put
got
a
enough
nice
space.
little like ledge there. That's what that said. Like, you put
Yeah,
anything on them,
they're nice to decorate things with, which is pretty
and
good.
up top, which you can't see, but like I got all my Vegetas and my
Mm.
Gotham Knights up there. Like,
Out of view.
someone said Arkham Knights. I'm like, that wouldn't be a bad game.
Mm.
Technically, it is Arkham Knights, but like Gotham Knights, same thing.
Yeah, Arkham Knights was a game though.
Arkham Knight, the last Batman one.
Yeah.
Arkham Knights. There's multiple. No, the Arkham Knight. I think that's Robin, isn't it? I can't fucking remember. I never even finished the game.
Yeah, I don't think I actually finished
The
it
game's
either.
mad. They compared those, and Arkham Knight is way better than Gotham Knights.
Hmm.
Like Gotham alone is way better.
Driving around with the Batmobile.
That's very divisive, though. That Batmobile.
You just call it in.
Half the
and
community hates it, half love it.
that's
'Cause,
crazy.
it just shouldn't be a thing. Like, it's a big tank that you have to do missions with.
Mm.
You got to blow people up with it. I'm like,
It's wild.
makes sense.
But yeah, so we're getting close to the end of this episode. We got some trailers that dropped this week too.
Yes, we had Rise of the Beasts.
Transformers: Rise of the Beast.
I'm keen. That looks
So
fucking
it's
good.
the Beast Wars basically. We got
Is
the
Michael Bay making that, or is he gone from the ones
I
now?
think he's gone from it. So we had
Yeah,
the Maximals and the Predacons with the Autobots and Decepticons.
Michael Bay, is he directing?
I don't think he is anymore. He's all gone from it. He's booted from.
Nope, he's doing it. I think.
Is he?
I think his name's on it.
Oh, maybe he is.
He is. Wait, upcoming. He's got Jack Ryan. Oh, maybe not.
No, because I thought he was booted from it.
Wait, director. No, he did. Yeah, last film was Ambulance.
Yeah.
We're doing Rise of the. Yeah,
Someone's doing it. I know someone's doing
It
it.
does look good though.
Someone's got to be doing it, otherwise it won't be being done.
Stephen Cappell Jr.
Who?
I don't know. Stephen Cappell Jr.
Okay.
Producers Michael Bay.
Produced by him, but he's not.
He's
Yeah.
still there. Like he's still in. I guess for the
Franchise.
consistency of things.
Mm.
Because tell you what about Michael Bay, he can make a good fucking Transformers movie.
I mean, they did get a bit weird towards the end. They went under his actual directed ones.
Did you see that? Pete Davidson's in that movie.
Wait, is he?
He's playing Mirage.
Oh, that's a Transformer.
Pete Davidson.
That's the I think that was the Porsche.
But still, Ron Perlman as Optimus Primal is fucking sick.
Yeah.
Having the two Optimuses in that like standoff thing is just like
I did find it a bit weird that they made the Maximals larger than what their normal sizes are.
I don't think he is. I think he's smaller than Optimus Prime.
Not much. He's like, have you seen that scene where he comes against the people? He's like a large, like, mini King Kong.
I think it's for the movie's sake though, because you don't want them small. Like you want them big.
Yeah, because that was the joke in the original cartoons. Like they match their actual animal sizes, but now in this, it's just like they're animals, but they're large versions. And it looks kind of funny seeing them as like larger creatures. I mean, it's a cool take.
Just the look of Primal is.
The fur on they actually have fur on like certain parts.
Is that fake fur? I think like it's like metal
you
fur.
see it like you see the metal and you see the fur on the metal platings and stuff. Like even cheetah, like you see like the metal.
That cheetah look fucking sick.
Like it's metal, but then there's like spots on the metal, but then there's fur on other parts of
Isn't
it.
Cheetah he's just a bit bigger than a normal cheetah, right? Like it's.
No, he's quite large. He's bigger than Bumblebee in car form. Yeah, like I said, they're meant to be like the actual same animal counterpart sizes.
You
but they
can't do that because the Transformers are so massive and the Decepticons are massive.
I think they want them to stand out still.
Like...
Exactly because if if you've ever watched the original Beast Wars, the very end of that, you see Optimus Prime is massive, and the Primals come up to him, and they're like little small things in his hand, and they like crawl up him when they're exploring him. So they wanted to
It
change that
wouldn't really
balance.
work in live action though,
You wouldn't see
because
them
the
too well.
Decepticons would just smush them.
Yeah. So that's why they made him larger. I mean, but you've got okay, but the thing is, what would
Imagine
people?
little Ron Perlman just going around.
But listen, but this is the funny part. So you've got the cars turning into giant robots as one thing. What would you be more terrified of? A car transforming into a large robot, or like a 12-foot, like 20-foot tall gorilla or a cheetah? What would you be more terrified of?
What do they turn into? Do they turn into anything or just not?
The animals transform into robots as well, like normal-looking robots.
What do you mean by a robot though?
Like
Well,
actually, like
I've never seen the Beast stuff.
so they still look like actual like the Transformers do, but just with animal like you know what I mean?
They go to cars too, or just animals?
No, just animals. It's because what the Beast Wars was
Oh,
meant to
so they're
be.
just an animal that's it. They don't really change. They're
So,
just a mechanical animal.
so they transform like so you know how the Transformers they're robots and then they transform into cars.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They're robots, but they transform into animals.
Oh, so they're pretty much just like Optimus Prime,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
they just the monkeys and.
yeah.
Ah, okay, because I've never actually seen them, so I had no idea.
Hmm.
So they're gonna be the same size, really. They're gonna have like Optimus Primal as.
In that they've made him the same size, so that's why you see the gorilla. He's basically not a gorilla. He's Optimus Kong. The jokes is calling him Optimus Kong because he's the size of King Kong.
Right? Which it'd be stupid not to do that.
So, because like I said, they look like normal. So technically, if you go to actual Beast Wars, like Optimus Primal would be the size of the gorilla's fist. Technically, because a gorilla isn't that like it's big, but it's like the size of like what 3 men or something like that. A gorilla
Right.
is so. That's what Optimus
I
Primal's
wonder what
size
the
originally
trailer
was.
again, because I want to see the size comparison. Because
We can have a look. We
way
can have a
bigger
look
than
after
Primal.
this if we want. We could do a react or something after. So there we go. And there was that. So it was what was there? It was
Indeed.
Transformers. There was Indiana Jones 5 trailer.
Yes.
There was the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 teaser. What else
That's
was
more
there?
than a teaser, though.
Yeah,
Apparently.
there's a lot that happens in that.
So beware if you don't want spoilers, still don't watch it.
There's a lot that happens in
As
that
told
trailer.
me.
There's a lot. They dropped a lot in that trailer. I was like, they could have held off on that maybe.
I'm not gonna watch it. I'm just not gonna.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna subject myself. It comes out next year anyway, so if I get
Yeah. So it
very
looks
soon
good
actually,
though.
I think like June.
Something like that.
No, Transformers is June, I think next year.
Yeah. March? Wasn't it March? May?
What,
No, May.
for
May.
for Guardians.
Yeah, I think it was May.
Oh yeah. I didn't look at the release date, so I don't even know that either.
So yeah, so it's mid next year. It's not bad.
All these movies, man, because Indie comes out about that time too, I think.
Yeah, they're all that mid next year.
All
Early
for
mid.
summer. Oh, over
Their
there.
summer, yeah. Our winter. It's pretty
Right,
wild.
we get to go out the cold, go to the cinema. Which I might actually do that for those movies because I want to see Transformers on the big screen.
Go to a drive-in.
I don't care about Indie. I'll watch that at home.
Yeah, it's. I mean, Indy's got that point now, but Transformers
But
is definitely
Transformers,
like
you got to watch it on the fucking with the surround sound. Fucking,
you gotta
oh
feel
my
immersed.
God.
You gotta feel like the people. So when it's on the big screen, you look like, oh my god, you know, it
Right?
feels like the towering over
Remember
there.
the 3D Transformers? That was fucking insane.
Gonna be down the front row, just looking up, like, oh.
We need a good Transformers game, like a good one. Maybe they might get a Beast Wars one with them. Who knows?
Oh, cool if we finally get something like that. I mean, there have been
That'd
some
be
decent
amazing.
ones,
Be amazing.
but we haven't had a really good one for a while.
Also, speaking of next year, the Mando season 3 launches March 1st.
Yep, not bad.
I was reading comments, and someone goes, "Andor's better," and I was like, "Yeah, Mando's kind of shit compared." I went, "Yeah, it makes sense." John Favreau's gone weird apparently with it,
Gone weird
with a lot of his things. And I was like, "Andor's better." I'm like, "Yeah, but that shouldn't even exist past season 1."
Yeah, I know. I don't know why they're dragging it out.
Isn't that John Favreau's as well though?
I think so.
That's what I mean. Like he's just doing things now.
I don't get it.
Like
I don't know.
he is now Disney. He is now Star Wars.
He runs the Star Wars thing. Like he's like the head
It's
Star Wars.
crazy.
It's Favreau and Filoni, isn't it? David.
Baloney. What baloney?
It's like
Baloney.
how
So they're not
Feige.
really making them; they're more like overseeing.
Yeah, it's like how Feige oversees Marvel. Um,
Good old
Fa-
Feige.
yeah,
Guy wears a hat everywhere he goes.
he oversees. He basically oversees all the Marvel stuff, and now Favreau overlooks all the Star Wars stuff. So
Yeah, but people are really over it because I'm watching the comments and people are like, "Oh, this is better. That's better."
but the funny thing
They're
is,
like,
if people actually looked at what happened with half of that Mandor, the Mandor,
"Mando."
the Mandor,
And someone said the Book of Boba Fett was garbage. I'm like, I've heard that too, but I've never seen it.
it was good. I enjoyed them. But the thing is, though, people keep going Favreau for everything. But if you actually look at the credits when these things roll or pop up,
His name's not really making it.
he
He's
does like
more
one
over.
episode or like 2 episodes, and then
Yeah,
the rest are done by different directors. Like one director does one
it's
episode,
like
another director does
everything.
a.
Like every show
It's just that
is
he's there to
different
help, and
people
he's like
making
more
the.
of the producer. Like he did the
Hmm.
first season of Mandalorian, and that's the thing. This is the problem people don't realize. Favreau did the first season of Mandalorian. It was great, but then you get the second season, and it starts being other directors, and then Boba Fett, it was other directors. So you can see the difference of when Favreau was doing
That's the
it,
thing. Like you have to
and it was
get the right
perfect.
quality around the board,
And
which
people
you
keep
can't.
blaming him, but it's like it's not him doing all of it. So you can kind of see where it's because it's not he's not doing it. It's lacking. But people saying it's people going, oh, he's shit. He's making these like he's not even touching half the other stuff. So like everything
I mean,
what
he's
people are
still
saying are contradicting.
he's still giving the green light to things though. Which
Yeah,
kind of
but
he is still making them. Like he's making them happen.
but what ends up happening is he gives like
He's
these
not making them
directors
directly.
more free reign because what's
Well,
the
yes
name?
and no. I mean, yeah, look at Star Wars. The last trilogy.
Well, he didn't have. He came on after that though. That was the thing.
No, I mean like they have free reign. Look at Ryan
Yeah, yeah.
Johnson and that.
But like, it's the right people appointed though to do these things. Like that's the thing. Like, because Bryce Howard, because she's into directing and stuff. She did.
Dallas Howard?
Yeah. She did one
Oh
of the
yeah, yeah.
episodes for the second season of The Mandalorian, I think it was, and she said she was allowed to like do shots how she wanted to do them, like certain different angles and add her touch to it, which is
Like every
like
other
it
TV
was
show for the
inspired
last
by her
like
dad.
2 freaking decades have done that. Like,
And you know, it's one of those things. Like,
just some work, some don't. Like, look at as you said, well, you said it earlier, but like we got that 70 show coming back, kind of like
yeah,
in
the
another
90s show,
form.
yeah.
And like they did the same thing, a different director each, but that worked. Like that was always at the top quality. Like, I don't care. I didn't think that dude was still alive.
Hey, yeah, the red.
Like Kurtwood Smith. I thought he was old then.
I know, and he looks like he hasn't aged, eh? He looks
Got a bit
looks
more
like
wrinkles. That's about it.
he looks like he's barely aged. It's like, oh my god, and he's still
How old is
aggressively
that
want
dude now? Like-
he still wants to shove his foot up people's asses. Like he's still aggressive. He's like, it's like he hasn't lost it. He's so great. He's still got the same attitude after like what 20 years later.
He was in his 50s when that 70 show. He wasn't even that old.
Fuck. Fucking
Yeah,
wild.
he's 79, bro.
Fucking hell, he's looking good for 79.
He's still got that fucking witty attitude and like
I'm gonna comment up.
when they're like when they're leaving the house and he's like making them comments when they're like, oh, the door will be open. Like, it's gonna be locked now. Like,
Yeah. It's like they get out of here. Don't want it. Hey, that was mine.
right?
So good.
Everyone knows someone like that though.
Oh, so good.
We'll be there one day doing the same fucking thing.
Oh, so, yeah.
I am keen to see where that. What was it on though? Like, I hope it's not
Netflix?
on. Oh yeah, I'm keen
Netflix.
because I love that 70s show. It
Yeah.
just sucks. I hope they bring back some of the other ones, like
The
'cause they'll be a
original
lot older
cast
now.
are in it as cameos, but except for what's his name because he was going through a court case.
Like, whose kids are they? Like, they're just kids. Are they?
No, it's
their
all
kids?
it's all
Like,
their kids.
oh, thank fuck! 'Cause I thought they were just random kids. I'm like, what
No,
are they
no,
doing
because
with
the main one,
in the
which is
house?
the girl, she's the daughter, so she's the granddaughter. Of
Oh, so they're her friends.
yeah, but
Just
they're
like
but
how like you had.
but I think they're meant to
what's his name?
be. I think they might be related to the other ones as well. That's how they're all friends because their kids, like the kids,
Yeah.
they all became friends still, and
Trying to
But it's funny though, they're all in the basement getting high. It's like nothing's changed. It's just a reboot. Like
hanging
it's the 90s and they're getting
out.
high in the 90s. They're all sitting around in the circle getting high. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, okay, not much has changed there.
I'm actually keen.
It'd be
When does it
interesting.
come out? It comes out next month,
January?
January 19th
Ooh, yeah.
on Netflix.
So yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Do you know that was a that 80s show back in 2002?
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
I've never even heard of it.
It was weirdly done. It literally had, I think, had nothing to do with the original at all. It was just a massive spin-off. There was no connection or anything.
There's 8 seasons of that 70s show. I didn't even realize that was
Yeah.
that much.
Yeah, there was a lot
Well,
of
into
it.
like nearly late 2000s.
Uh,
That's crazy. I didn't even think I feel like 5 years or something, but not like
no,
8.
it went for ages.
So like I think the quality never dipped. It was always something good. I think it's more the two with the actual people who were in the roles. Like you had Ashton Kutcher, fucking all Topher Grace, Kurtwood Smith, like all just going at each other the whole
Yeah.
fucking 8 years.
I think is it Kurt?
Hey,
Yeah, I know it's
man,
crazy.
yeah. Still, January 19th, we can continue Parents of Childhood because I was a kid when I was
It'll be
watching
interesting
that.
to see how it goes. Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah, Mando, fuck. Also, something really new dropped. Metallica dropping a new album next year.
Mm.
I, I was I was playing COD with some friends. I just yelled in the dude's streams like, Metallica released a new song. So it's kind of just plugging them just there in someone's stream. I didn't really think. I just like, a song called Lux Eterna. I'm like, then I quickly listen to it.
Mm.
Like, yeah. And then the album comes out April 14th next year. So I'm like, oh, and a whole tour. So I'm like, please come to Australia.
Yeah,
And the Pantera tour starts this month too, in a couple of weeks.
there was like I saw a friend post about it. It was like a virtual tour thing package you could get.
Ew. Why do you want a virtual tour? Like,
Well, it's so
just watch a
expensive.
YouTube video.
Yeah, it was some weird virtual experience. I guess you got to have virtual meet and greet and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like 11 grand, I think.
Yeah.
There was something for 11 grand.
Yeah, it was something like that. It was very expensive because my mate person goes, "Oh, it'd be great. It only works out to like $900 per person." I was just like, "That's still $900 per person." I was like, "Fuck me."
This is after COVID, and people think like you got to spare 11
That's
grand to go
digital.
see Metallica,
If
like,
that's
and do a meet
digital,
and greet and
if that's digital, how much would a freaking live meet and greet be then?
11 grand.
Just for
That's what
one
it is.
person?
Nearly 12, I think.
It's fucking crazy. It's so expensive. I just feel like it gets a bit crazy the amount they charge.
You
these
do
days.
get some memorabilia in that, but it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, but what about like I just want a general ticket. This is for like up close snake pit, like in the front row.
I'm
you go meet and
scared.
greet,
I'm
like,
scared of things like that at that price. Like I'm scared that a general ticket's gonna be like $300-400. I was
I'd be like 150, I think.
oh.
From the next one back, I think it's about 100, 200. Which is
Yeah,
that's
because
what
was
I
the
would
last thing.
pay.
Because it was I was like wanting to see Elton John, but like a minimum price ticket was like $280 for like the cheapest ticket.
And then we're like way up in the fucking.
I was
sky,
like,
isn't it?
fuck that. Like I love Elton John a bit, but I don't want to. I don't love him that much. I love it.
Hasn't he like retired now? Though?
He's
So
on.
you can't
This
even
is
go see him
This
now.
is his last tour. He's coming here next year. Is it?
Oh, next year.
He's doing
Crazy.
Yeah, but technically you can watch a thing that they did the other day. Like it was like last week, whatever it was. They did a live stream on Netflix. I think it was. No, it was Disney Plus. They actually did do a live stream, but they left it up. I didn't realize it was live. I could have watched it live on Disney Plus, but they did do a live stream of it. But then they left it up the episode on Disney, so you can watch his lives like from the tour anyway. So it's like you
That's
can have a
just-
live
that's just-
experience
that's
on
just as
TV. So it's the same. Yeah, exactly. It's just as good.
In your own living room.
So it's where he did his first tour. It was like a throwback to when he did his first ever tour at wherever it was at. He did his final tour there in America, like
Wembley or something.
something
maybe?
like that. Yeah, yeah. I was like, that's pretty cool.
Because being Elton John back in England, he would have been Wembley or something, like straight up.
Yeah, something like that. So in
That's a
the
big
UK,
fucking honour they get on Wembley.
going back to where he started, it was pretty cool.
Remember, was it last week I said about Dead Island being delayed?
Yes.
There's a showcase on Wednesday this week.
Hmm.
There's a Dead Island 2 showcase.
Okay.
It's on the 7th, 7 a.m. So
Someone should
tickets
talk
for you.
about what was going on. Most probably talk about what they're doing.
And so on more actual gameplay in that, which is what we need.
Re-hype up the people for it. And justify
Well,
what's
not
going on.
rehype, but like give us more because we've already seen what it
Yeah,
is. Like
it's more to
now,
keep
I think
people
it's actual hands-on
It's to keep people like
in
interested
the
in
loop.
and like say like this is still happening. Like it's nothing's
Mm.
wrong. Like this, you can see what the game's got for itself. You know.
This is the most news we've had for the fucking last decade. Like this last few months.
Yeah.
Like fuck. I can't believe it's a real thing. To be fair, I got it pre-ordered. Like I can't believe that.
Oh, that's crazy.
Well, you could pre-order it years ago. To be fair,
Yeah.
but no, it is coming out next year. So in April or something. Like I'm fucking keen.
Yeah.
I'm keen.
Yeah.
Oh fuck's sake. Also, Callisto's out. Need for Speed's out. Midnight Suns is out. Go get them. I've heard Callisto isn't scary.
So I think it's just people are too desensitized.
No, the combat apparently is OP. That it's not scary.
Also, it's like Doom.
Kind of. Like you got melee combat, but you unlimited dodges. You can just keep dodging out of the way of their attacks, like dung 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 dung. The whole big game.
It just sounds like Dead Space. You can do the exact
Yes
thing.
and hell no. Yes and no. Like it is, but it isn't. If you know what I mean. Like
I was saying you
like
can...
visually it is, but gameplay it's not.
mechanic. You mean
Like
yeah.
it's more melee focused. There's like guns, but you barely use them.
I mean, technically, that's what I'm saying though. Technically, you can do that in Dead Space, but they did make it to a point in Dead Space where it got to the point where melee did become a last resort. It was at first you could melee, but then it pushes you to that you do need to use your weapons, and then the melee became a last resort. So it kind of like float. But then by the sound of what they're doing, melee is you can get away with melee primarily.
You can use guns as well, but apparently there's these blind enemies, and you can stealth kill them in one hit. But apparently they can't hear the stealth kill, so you can get them in a big chain killing spree. So they're just blind and they don't hear or see it. So you can just chain kill them all. I'm like, that breaks that tension.
Yeah. And they were
I am keen to get it though, but like,
and they were trying to, but everyone was bragging it's going to be the most horrifying game you've ever played. And it's just like, have you? But I always said those like, have you not played Dead Space? Because Dead Space is pretty fucking.
Like,
yeah, like come on.
Like no, there's no doubt it's still going to be scary. Like fuck,
There'll still be those moments. Yeah.
But if you've mastered the combat and stuff, it probably won't be as bad because you can handle yourself.
And that's
Same as
again,
Dead Space.
yeah. Once you got that point, you're great.
We were fine because we were just having fun, just mowing things down. Like
yeah, because we knew what we're doing. We know like how to play those games. So we're like, yep.
It's more the first game that's what we got, and the second one, like because they're just very tight corridors and
it's more tension.
Like in random points, which Callisto does that as well.
Yeah.
But apparently you don't want to play it on PC or Xbox because it's very bad.
It broken? It broken?
PC is very broken, like very broken. Xbox, they get this. There's ray tracing, but Xbox is missing a feature and runs worse than PS5, which has the feature and runs nearly flawlessly.
Oh god.
I don't want to go into like because Xbox would fucking, but like as I told you so, but. And the Series S runs at 1080p, 30 FPS. I'm like, how do people think this is next gen? This is like PS4 and Xbox One.
Yeah.
Even worse, because PS4 Pro does 1440p at like 60 and shit.
It makes no sense.
And
I know.
And like, you can look at the side-by-side images. If they wanted, and there's no performance mode on the Series S. So you're stuck at 30 no matter what.
Yep.
At least on the next gen, you got 60 and 30.
Yep. That's funny.
Basically 1440p or above. Like, I don't. The Series S is just don't even fucking get it. You're getting a downgrade, really.
Yeah,
Just
that's
get
funny.
a 1X.
That's funny.
No, Digital Foundry for the fucking win.
Yeah,
I always fucking watch them no matter what game comes out. It was like, hey, what's the performance
they're
like?
onto it.
That's shit.
They check everything. They check everything out.
Yeah, well, they said don't play it on PC. They're
Yeah.
like, oh, that's what I've seen on Twitch as well. Like people are getting it for
Uh.
PlayStation because it's like, I want a smooth game.
Yeah, that's funny. What is with these games lately releasing so bad? Like, are no one testing them anymore? Literally, no one's
No,
testing them.
the PC thing's a shader issue.
Yeah, but like,
I
how?
mean, it's still a dev issue, but it's not like, but they can quickly just bang.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But like, you
That's what I'm
th-
saying. Like, no one testing them to say, hey, this is what the issue is. Like,
like
you should be doing,
Pokemon,
not
like
like wait till after the fact.
Cyberpunk, and Gotham Knights, fucking all these issues in these
Oh,
games
so
are
many
coming
people were
out.
defending Pokemon though. Like, I've brought up so many times, like, oh,
I
look,
mean, it is
it's
good, but they got to speak up and say what I've been clipping. Like, put them everywhere. Fucking, they got to know about it.
uh-huh.
Like everyone hates it. No one's
Yep.
saying that.
I know. It's
It
just
was
like,
like, this happened, and that's it.
it's just, yeah.
Like I legit went into detail in them clips. I was like, that's what be happening. Blah blah blah. This is happening, and it's like, someone
Yeah.
they put up updates, and they're not fixing that. They're fixing other things. Like it's not game breaking. I get it, but like
It's
it
just a
just looks
trap.
wrong. People shouldn't be going pop 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 pop, pop like 5 meters in front of you.
Yeah, that's exactly it. They shouldn't be flickering it out, disappearing, and then
Because I was saying that was it you or someone like what
I
Nintendo need to do.
I do love the blinking though. I just like how they blink and they just
That,
like
like
that long
a
ass
full
pause. Just
second or
like
two, they just go, oh shut.
maybe we should just do that in real life and just see if people get annoyed with it.
I wouldn't even care really.
Just be like talking to someone and just be like, yeah, how you
I think it's
doing, you know,
going to
and then
sleep.
you just keep talking and then like, yep, that's pretty good, and then just have a good.
So what Game Freak need to do is this is what I said to I don't know where I was, but
Yep.
they need to make Pokemon on all consoles, PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and the Nintendo, even
I know these kind of games just feel like they
even
do
on
need.
mobile. Fuck it. Get some high-end developers. Get Game Freak to get voice acting, actual proper cutscenes, fucking like for freaking story stuff.
Game Freak's come far
Um,
enough that they should be having
They
like
get
actual.
billions of dollars per game, and they're too cheap to get at least one voice actor for the protagonist and shit. Like,
Mm. Even have some kind of monologue, internal monologue for the character. Like,
right,
add
like
something.
something.
Like,
I'm sick of reading everything.
ah,
It's 2022. Like, I'm used to just chilling back, listening to someone chat on a game. The dialogue between characters instead of just reading. Where's the emotion? That's just, oh yeah, that's cool.
mm-hmm.
And they need to make it on all consoles, make it an open world what it is now, because this game is like an Ubisoft game. I'm not kidding.
Mm.
There's checkpoints on the whole. This map is massive, and there's like go here, there. I'm like, it kind of works. It does work, but it needs. It's stuck at 1080 720p on the fucking dock on the handheld, which doesn't look bad because it's on a little screen, but like 1080p on my monitor on the TV looks fucking bad on a 4K fucking screen or 1440.
Yeah.
It's the jagged edges everywhere. Like the Pokemon look great. Everything else looks like fucking trash. Like houses, the environment looks fucking dog shit. No offense to the developers because it's the hardware they're limited to, but like
I mean, but then you say that, but then look at the Breath of the Wild. Like,
that's the same. That's the same.
it looks
Really.
pretty
Like,
good. Like, that was like one of their.
Pokemon's gone bigger than that, but
It just
like
seemed weird. Like,
they kept it simple with that, which made it look good.
mm.
Pokemon they tried to do a bit more with it, and you can see where they're.
It's not designed for that software, like
That's
the
why
hardware.
things are popping in and out. There's so much detail.
It's
That
not
things
designed
are
for the
popping
hardware.
in, they're chugging. I was looking at a windmill. It was like every few seconds it would just tick over.
Yeah,
It looked like a fucking slideshow for sure.
it needs to.
Like you had the four blades, and they're just doing one thing per like 2 seconds.
Like, how do you make a game like that? Like, how do you end up with a game that does that? Like, they should have been seen in
Easy.
testing. Like, that should have been seen in testing. There should have
It's
been some
not
type of
built for a
testing.
Switch. Like,
No,
at
like
all.
it's so weird. Like, what do they build the game on PC and be like, yeah, this looks fine. Now port it for
Yeah.
the Switch, and then just let it like, and then be like, ah, and then just put it on there, and it's like, yeah, it'll run, and then it's
Or it
just
could be a cartridge issue. Like, put them on. Make something with a damn disc,
well, like I
Nintendo.
said, I have heard a lot of people that,
Like the GameCube.
like I said, I've heard a lot of people that end up downloading the game have had less of these issues than people that had on the cartridge, which is the weird part.
That could be.
So it
You
could
might
be
want
a,
to get that over time though to see even more. Like,
so it
because
could be
mine's
the
been
cartridge
fine. It's just
issue. It
things
could
off
be
so
if you
easy,
if
like,
you could install from the cartridge to the Switch, it might like if it had that feature, it might run better. But that could be the biggest issue is because
I might
it's
actually
processing from the cartridge.
put it from there to the PC and put all the mods on it.
Hmm. It's
Someone
crazy.
cleaned it up by himself. One person
Hmm.
cleaned it up in days.
Yeah.
Probably even less than that.
It's
Like
because
a
it's the
couple of days.
Switch. It's because it's on a PC, not the Switch.
Yeah, but one person over a bunch of developers.
Ah.
That's it. There's a lot of even Skyrim in that. People have patched that, like Elder Scrolls. You got Fallout. People patch that to run smoothly, and it's within like days.
Hmm.
But yet, a team of like 1,000 people couldn't.
I know it's weird. It's weird that all these teams make these games and they just.
Modders should be the new developers. Like they can make a better game.
Well, that's like
Not
CDPR
just, like,
hide modders for that reason. Like they
yeah.
literally hide modders.
That's why I got keen for that Witcher remake, that first one. Like, ooh.
Yeah.
Which there's news on that. It's going to be open world. They're going to change it from the
Proper.
linear
Yep.
to an open world, like 3, which kind of is a good thing because
Yeah.
we're used to that. Not like before
It was
like
weird. It was open world, but it was very weird how it was open world. Like you could go to places, come back, and kind of go where you wanted to. But it was
like a hub.
weirdly, yeah, it was very weirdly done.
But being open world, you can freely just
Yeah, because you had to
at
go
your
back
own
to the
pace
thing and then
instead of
travel
just-
to a location that was open world, and you do stuff, and then you travel back, and then yeah, it was strange.
Also, this is what I saw. This is about the DC. When Dwayne Johnson was in an interview, he said that DC Studios was against Henry Cavill coming back.
Yeah, yeah,
They didn't want him,
yeah.
but yet he's back as Superman because I wonder if he had a word to him about it. Like he's
He
like,
did. No,
bring
he
him
did.
back.
He did. The Rock did. He wanted him back for the continuity and stuff. And he said this needs to be done appropriate because he's part of
I
the
would be
Justice
surprised
League.
if he was like ahead of something there at some point. Like
No,
'cause he's got a
because
lot of pull there.
yeah, no, it was it's Dwayne the Rock Johnson. He kind of gets his way. Like you don't fuck with him. He pretty much gets a lot of his.
Well,
He's
what
spilled
he
to him.
does and
He's-
says is good. Like all his intentions are good for everything.
He wants the continuity. He spilled to them appropriately. It makes sense. Like it's still in that timeline, technically, because Black Adam's part of Shazam. Shazam's part of it's part of that same timeline. You can't change Superman and then have someone else
And you can, but would it be a fucking good reason?
But like, yeah, exactly. It would be very broken because the timeline, like, you'd be having all this weird shit going on because that timeline would be a broken dimension, multiverse thing. It's like
That's why this new
Anyway.
Batman that's in another thing because it's not tied in with Snyder stuff. Like what Black Adam and that is like.
yeah, they're in the Snyder that Snyderverse,
Like Batman's its own thing. It's in its own like.
different universe. Same as the Joker, different universe.
I think they're in the same, right? Like they're gonna meet. I don't know what
They were
the fuck
talking
is
about doing
happening
it,
there.
but I don't think they
Yeah.
are.
I mean, if we
Rumors.
see it, we do. We don't. We don't. But I'm still keen to see like what comes out of DC now. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
James Gunn's gonna go wild. I think like he's gonna get so many good projects happening. Because he said continuity is king. Like he wants to do what Star Wars is doing,
Yes.
not what Marvel is, but like Star Wars. Because that is better than
having
what they're
having
doing.
basically having like things actually blend properly between the movies, TV shows, and stuff like that. Actually blend appropriately, not having
Like
these,
Marvel does, but it's also you've got to pay very close attention and watch things at a certain.
yeah,
You got to rewatch old stuff to get the new stuff, which you shouldn't have to do.
yeah. But anyway,
Like Ant-Man now, like Ant-Man 3, I'm gonna have to watch a lot of old stuff just to catch up on that because a lot of that's been like a few 5 or so years since that last one or something. Like where DC is like
Yeah.
they're pumping out within a certain amount of time.
that time what they're making is that's related to that window. So you don't have to go back to a previous window to watch another thing that makes reference
Yeah.
to this thing. Like, it's all in each window. Like, Marvel's releasing stuff, but something that's happened here is related to the window that happened 2 times ago, 2 windows ago, or it's all kind of to get one
Which
part
is
of a
genius,
reference.
but also not for us who have to watch like all these fucking things
Yeah.
just to catch
So,
up on one detail in the next movie.
yeah. To try and refresh yourself, you got to go back to one movie here that happened to this
Or
thing.
even better, just fucking YouTube it. But
Anyway, I think that might get to that point in the end there.
yes.
I think that's it.
You got anything just
No,
to add
I think we
quickly?
should wrap this up because it's going on for quite a long episode. This one.
At least it was fun though.
Yeah.
All enjoyable. Talking about Tassie and Queensland
Something a
and
bit different. But yeah.
But as always, well, thank you, Beards and Beardettes, for joining us on episode 49. 49.
Yep.
We have been Dale and Jim. And we'll catch you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Let's put another shrimp on the barbie.
We don't even say that here. Where'd I get that from? We don't put prawns on the barbecue, but that's not even all the time.
Ah.
Put another shrimp on the barbie.